someone who will give your case the attention it deserves. Call Rudy at 505-242-5500, schedule a free consultation, or visit rudychavezlaw.com. The law offices of Rudy Chavez is proud to sponsor Monday's weekly conversation with Coach Bronco Mendenhall and encourages you to support Lobo football. Go Lobos.
KNML AM Albuquerque is the sports animal. Proud to be a Cumulus media station. Even if they're not that proud of us. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and sports fans of all ages, broadcasting live from the heart of the Duke City, it's time for a great afternoon of sports entertainment talk. Get ready for in-depth discussions on everything from the court to the field, mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports. 2 Men On, with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
It's Tuesday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? It's the most important day in the history of the entire history of this country, Van. That's what this means.
Yep. NFL trade deadline.
Stop.
Wait, what?
Why do you do me like that? Why do you do me like that? We got a fun in-studio guest, Mukwale Akele. Welcome, brother.
Oh.
What's up?
Plays
How close did he get?
How close was
It was
that?
like 80%.
All right, give it to me one more time.
Mukwale Akale.
Mukwale?
Told you it was Akale. You didn't believe me.
That's what I wrote down.
Sitting
Mukwale.
right here. Sitting right here.
Well, here's what I know. I know whenever he gets out in front of defenders, he can one-time that ball like no one else. New Mexico United,
Yes,
big
sir.
game winner over the weekend, and it was a heck of one. Talk to me a little bit, friend, about what that game was. Talk to me about what it was historically to you. Also, David Weesey-Carl is here with us, too.
Yeah, it was an amazing game. I mean, Phoenix is a rival for us, so it's always a big game.
I mean, they think they are.
Yeah, they do think they are. They are, and we just lost them maybe 2-3 games before that. So it was kind of a revenge match for us. And then it was the first hosted home playoff game, which was huge for New Mexico.
So sweet.
Against our rivals, and we got the dub. And to score it like that in the last minute and get everybody hyped, everyone running around in different directions was a really cool moment.
From the moment the ball hit the back of the net, how long did it take your pulse to go down?
Good question.
Was it hours? Is it days? Is it like 5 minutes ago?
It's still up, to be honest. It's not as high, but it's still up. Like the time after that flew by so fast. I remember getting home and then looking at all the Instagram messages, all this stuff, and they had posted the goal 3 hours ago. I was like, that was 3 hours ago? I thought it just happened. It was so crazy. Yeah.
So I'm watching the game. I'm watching on the broadcast. CBS Sports came in. They did a really great broadcast. They got the next one too? Question mark?
Nope. We'll be on ESPN Plus for the
Let's
next one.
Go.
And locally on Estrella TV, of course.
Yeah, I love that. So I'm
Espanol?
English and Spanish, yeah.
Let's go on that too. So I'm watching the game, and Phoenix puts that first goal in there, and I'm going to be critical for a second. There have been no wins in the last 5. I'm going to be critical for a second. I was watching guys out there. I'm like, oh, they're just waiting for them to make a mistake. That's what my thought was. And as soon as they scored, I think I text you. I text David Weesey-Carl, and I was like, the hammer's going to come right here. I'm like, these dudes are mad. Like, what was it? Was it mad? Was it embarrassed? Was it like, what, like, talk to me about how I knew in that moment it was going to be 2 straight from you and a victory at home in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, when they put that first one in, obviously a lot of teams might fold under that pressure, but all of us looked together on the field. We said, it's only 60th minute. We got 30 minutes left. Look who's on the field. We have the best team in the league. We got the best fans in the league. I mean, even when we went 1-0 down, they were all cheering the whole time. So that 12th man in the crowd really helped us. And then we got the equalizer. It was really loud. Then we got that winner. It was super loud. So I was so happy to do that for the home crowd.
Now that, not to cut you off, man, I'm so sorry. That equalizer was hit so hard that you couldn't tell it past the goal line.
It's the first time I've ever seen a goal hit all 3 bars.
Yeah, that's the first time. Yeah.
So it hit the crossbar, came down, went into the net, but hit the side post on the right side, then went
on the back side of the goal line.
And hit the left side. I've never seen that before, and I haven't watched soccer my whole
life.
It
was such a sweet reaction because every United player's, hands up, jaw drop, celebrating, and every Phoenix player's like pleading, palms down. It was the juxtaposition. It was like a Renaissance painting.
We did it right because you got to celebrate like it went and make the ref make the decision. If we celebrate, he's like, oh, it must be a goal.
That's so fun. All right, Van, I know we were talking off air about like what to talk about today, right? How long do you look back? Like, how long do you look back at the big win? And then how quickly do you start looking forward at the next one?
We had an off day, so I'm pretty sure everybody enjoyed that with their family, loved ones, close ones. And enjoyed the win. But we got back into training today, and coach told us right from the start, like, yeah, we enjoyed that moment. It was big, but now we're back into training for the week to focus on the weekend to do it again.
When you guys went down one rip, like what was the vibe with the team? What was the conversation? How did you guys stay focused?
It was, for me, it was unfazed. There was no conversation. It was just looks. We looked at each other, put the ball in the middle and said, let's go. Who cares? And then you see what happened.
As we're looking forward, we're looking at Las Vegas. We're looking at Las Vegas, right? In Las Vegas, they can play good soccer. There's not another way to describe that. But they watched the previous game. They know what you guys looked like out there. How do you prepare for they preparing for you? Like, what kind of 4D chess is this for the United?
Yeah, we just prepare ourselves for the best that we're going to play.
I love that.
And we have a full squad of 22 guys who can start. So we can start other people. We can bring on other people off the bench that give different dynamics to the game. And we can hurt the team from many different angles. So I feel like we just prepare ourselves to be in the best shape to perform and see what happens.
I mean, you said it. You got 22 guys that can go.
Exactly.
Like, how do you guys rotate in and out? Like, when you got the stakes are as high as it can possibly be in the playoffs, like, how are you guys jockeying for position to get into the game?
So every day at training is a battlefield. We call it. We have a day on Wednesdays called War Day where everybody's fighting. We play 11s and it's
mostly
friendly
card
competition.
games. It's the card game war.
Yeah, exactly. It's friendly competition, but everyone's going hard because everyone wants to play. But we also know that the guy next to us can do the same thing or better. So we're all going to push and we're all going to get our chance to show what we can do. Yeah.
You know, talking a little bit about the seasons, right? We are in November.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and we know what collegiate soccer is. We know what professional soccer is across the country. Not often are you in these elements competing at this time. Does that change approaches at all? Do you guys, is there a focus on how to be comfortable out there? Because I'm watching the game and it's raining and you guys aren't wearing gloves and I'm getting very concerned. Like,
it's from Minnesota. It's no big deal.
Yeah, that's normal for me.
Oh, you're comfortable.
Yeah. But when it's raining and stuff like that, I mean, when you're playing the game at a high level and you're just focused, you don't even notice the conditions. You don't feel cold. Once you get to the bench, you might feel a little cold if you get subbed off. But once you're playing, you're just playing, doing what you love, you know, so you don't feel anything. And then you can perform in any condition.
But you mentioned the fans, like just right off the bat.
Oh, of course.
It's no secret, like how fervent United fans are. You've been around, like Spain, Greece, here in the States, and you wound up here. Is this far and away the best fandom you've seen? For me personally, yes. I mean, we have so many fans show up every single game. There's a couple of teams that get some fans, some games, some not, but we get it every game. And if we lose, they're going to be supporting us. If we win, they're going to be supporting us. If we tie, supporting us. So that's why we want to bring them the win, because we know they're going to be behind us every time.
Was that Seymour's first goal? Question mark.
First of the season. He gets one every year.
He gets good timing.
Okay. He
Super
says
good
it himself too. That's his one.
That's so funny. So all right. So as he gets the first, and you guys, maybe it was the mindset of he's due. I don't know what it is, but do you have a moment with him after the goal? Is there a special thing where you're like, hey, now it's my turn? Or is there a special thing where it's like, thanks for putting us back in it? Like, what is that inner teammate relationship like after you right the ship?
Yeah, so his was the equalizer. So we celebrated quick, and then we're like, all right, let's get back and get another one. We were real focused on getting the win in the regulation time of 90 minutes, because you don't want to play extra 30 minutes. Anything can happen when guys get tired, and obviously, penalty shootout is anybody's game. So we wanted to win it in the first 90. I jumped on him. I said, good stuff, but hey, let's go back. Let's get it again.
All right, so not to look back too much longer. 6 minutes of extra time at the end of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm going, from what? Like, where does this number drawn up from?
That's not up to us.
Yeah. So does it go into reserve for you? Did you try to leave it all, or were you ready to play a handful of more? And then how does that change? Is it controlling the ball? Like, what is that extra time as it is winding down mentally?
Yeah. So I got subbed off like 90th minute. So I saw the ref put up the sign for the 6 minutes.
Unacceptable, by the way.
And I mean, 6 minutes isn't a long time, but in football, that's a long time. Anything can happen. So we knew that we were going to have to fight and grind out. The game is not over. We got the winner, but there's 6 minutes left to shut them out, not let them get anything. And I was proud of the guys that came in and put in the effort. And I was proud of the guys that stayed and played the whole game and put in the effort to shut them out for the rest of the 6 minutes.
Vegas this upcoming weekend, this Saturday. Is that what we're doing?
Saturday.
And are we doing day game or night game?
7:30 p.m. kickoff.
Oh, let's go.
I got some cool tailgates to tell you about when you're ready for it.
Yes, I do want to hear about tailgates this Saturday.
Please.
Okay. Vegas is not the team Vegas historically has been, right?
Correct.
Like, they're in the mix. They were a little, I don't want to degrade anyone because they might be listening, but they were a little carny. They did some things just to get people in the stands. It wasn't necessarily the best product on the field. They're not that thing anymore.
Correct.
No.
Yeah. So this offseason, late in the offseason, they got new ownership.
Yeah, come just a step closer to that.
Yeah, they got new ownership in the offseason, which was a big deal for them. Like you mentioned, they'd struggled. They'd been around in the USL. They came in the league the same year as we had.
Yeah.
And we've been in the playoffs every year except one. They'd never been in the playoffs, ever. And yeah, they were focused on, it's Vegas, right? It's the show. They would take a helicopter and dump cash out of it. And
that's pretty sweet.
And they had kiddie pools on the sideline and things like that. It's fine, but it's not football as we know it, right?
Yeah.
So this year, Jose Bautista bought the team. Joey Bats bought the team. He will be at the game, by the way, on Saturday.
We will have him on the show if he's interested. Yes, thank you, David. No problem.
But he bought the team, and they invested in the roster, and they brought in a good coach, and they are a very good team. They're a very good team. They're fast. They're athletic. They're big. They're fun to watch. Hopefully, fun to watch lose on Saturday. But they're a very good team.
Well, let's talk about the festivities. One of my favorite parts of every match is the tailgate. All the hoopla around the side. Tell the friend of the show what's going to go down.
Yeah, we haven't announced it yet, so you guys will have the scoop on this.
Let's go!
We've obviously kickoff is 7:30. Gates open at 6:00. Prior to that, big tailgate, and not in the normal tailgate lot. It'll be in Stadium West, and the reason it's in Stadium West is because we are doing a full-on balloon glow out there.
Oh, how cool!
It's gonna be really cool. So sun goes down at 5:05. Let's go 5:05.
Well, okay.
Again, kickoff at 7:30. So we'll have a couple hours there where it's dark out in the tailgate. We don't normally have that.
Right.
So how do we make that fun? We do a balloon glow. We've got a food truck out there with pozole and green chili stew. We're going to have hot chocolate and cider, and maybe some of those will be spiked. It's going to be a lot of fun. So come on out. There'll be a live band out there as well. So it's going to be a blast.
Love everything about that.
Yeah.
Love everything about that. Gates open at 6:30?
Gates open at 6:00.
Gates open at 6. So 5:05 sunset.
Mm-hmm.
We're glowing right after. We're going inside at 6:00. First of all, limited edition playoff gear.
That is true. I'm wearing some of it right now.
Is that a t-shirt or
That is
a
a
sweater?
t-shirt right now, playoff t-shirt. On sale right now. There's also a playoff scarf.
What's up with that new hat that I saw today? That's super sweet. I'm going to have to get my hands on that.
Couple new era hats.
It's so sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not, like you love the dad hats. I don't.
I'm a dad hat guy.
You're a dad hat guy?
Yeah.
Can you wear a hat?
No. Not with this hair. Not with this hair.
If you cut a hole in the top of it, you got it.
All right, give me the final words, boys. First, we don't do this enough. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no.
Playoff week, super big deal. We have a little bit of a rule where we try not to bother players during big game week. So thank you. This means a lot to us.
Yeah.
New Mexico United is victorious this weekend finish that sentence.
If the fans show up. If the fans show up, we're going to be victorious for sure. Simple.
I'm about that life.
Hell yeah.
I am super about that life.
Yeah.
Boys, thank you so much.
No, thank you guys so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
Whenever we get back from the break, Van and I stop talking sports and only talk politics. Just kidding. Stay tuned. We wouldn't do that to you.
Or would we?
Some politics. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Big thank you to Mokwele Kale, who joined us on the program. He's the forward for your New Mexico United. Scored the game winner last week against Phoenix. They are set to take on Las Vegas this Saturday. Kickoff 7:30. Doors open at the lab at 6. And it was announced right here on this program, fun balloon glow leading up to all those festivities. So
that's cool,
how
man.
Freaking cool. That's a big matchup on Saturday. The big matchup tonight, though, we're about to preview. It's Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the big one tonight. The game's already started. So we're started at 7 a.m. Mountain, which is 5 a.m. Eastern. No, wait, I did that backwards.
The game really won't be over for like another 3 months. But we'll get a good idea tonight, though.
So the first results will come in, I believe, I'm going to check this right, at 5 p.m. Mountain. So that's when we'll start to get East Coast reporting. It won't be all of it,
right?
But the Eastern time zone can start reporting at that time. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Some of those places cannot start counting until after polls close.
Correct.
I'm primarily talking about Pennsylvania. Everywhere else, actually, I think can.
It's one of the big ones.
So Pennsylvania is the big one. Georgia's a big one.
Georgia.
That's a big one.
North Carolina.
North Carolina is a big one. All of a sudden, Iowa's a big one, which is a different thing that has ever happened historically. And then more big ones will arise as they move out west, including Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan's on the East time zone too. So
the Great Lakes that isn't Illinois.
Yeah. Again, no S on Illinois. Thank you, Isaiah.
There's a S right on the end of it.
No, it's
I'm looking at it right now.
What I need to do is put some respect on it. Fourth largest city in the country is Chicago. So
am I going to put some respect on it or put some repect on it?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I see what you're trying to do here. It's not effective.
Okay.
It's going to be a big one tonight. So what are we currently 40 minutes away right now from the next polls closing. I'm going to be this guy. You can vote here in New Mexico up until 7:00 tonight. If you are in line at 7:00,
correct,
you can still vote. I want to be incredibly clear on this.
Yep.
If you voted early, you were one of 81 million people who chose to do that this year.
So cool.
That's incredible.
So cool.
I did not have voted today. I'm currently wearing my I voted pin. I got a fun personal story I don't talk about a lot. I have a 9-year-old in my life. Took her out there. It was awesome. Took her to see the process, talked to her about civic duty, explained to her elected officials and appointed officials and city councilmen and mayors and state reps and state senators and governors and presidents and all the things that they govern and how it works and how it's so very important to, number one, be informed. Number two, get that information from trusted sources. Number three, be knowledgeable and be able to share that knowledge with others when they seek it. And I tell you what, brother, at or near the best day that I've had in some time, because no matter what happens, the outcome of any election all the way down ticket, you today, friend of the show, or previously if you voted early, you got an opportunity to do what you should do as an American. I'm so very proud of everyone who did it. It's awesome.
Hard agree. We're both day of voters.
That's my stuff.
We love the pomp and circumstance of getting out on election day and standing in line and talking to your neighbors, meeting your peers. And, I like to send a special shout out to the volunteers at Washington Middle School.
Oh, how cool were they?
So smooth.
Yeah.
So smooth. Yeah. I was in there 8-ish minutes.
Similar experience at Jefferson.
There was a line of a dozen-ish people, got in and out. Everyone was lovely. Everyone was helpful.
Yeah, I went to Jefferson Middle School. Their gymnasium, by the way, I'd never been inside there.
Yeah.
The coolest. It was like you ever see that movie set at Hoosiers? And they have the sides of the gym, like where the Hickory basketball team played.
Yep. I
played in one of these exact same gyms growing up. So I had a little fun youth flashback to the way.
Sweet.
So sweet. Got to go in there, watched it set up. But same thing. If it's poll officials, if it's poll supervisors, I saw individuals helping other individuals to the polling site, like obviously people who could not transport themselves, which was incredible. It's an awesome day. Like
it really is.
It is everything that makes democracy work.
It's something, friend of the show, my fellow Americans, should not ever take for granted.
No.
How well ran our elections are, how legitimate our elections are, how important our elections are in this democracy.
Then I was talking.
I had a funny one.
Yeah.
Another shout out to Washington Middle today. You guys did great. the polling supervisors walking around the floor. I'm just going to call him the pit boss.
I like
more
that.
Fun like
That's
that.
nice.
So the polling pit boss was walking around, and I got my ballot. I was walking up to the booth, and he's like, held his hands out, like, "Here, sir, here's one open for you." And I noticed there wasn't a pin there, and so I said, "Thank you." And like I walked around to the other side. A couple other of the booths didn't have pins.
Yeah,
and he said something along the lines of, "You really feeling out, which booth you want."
Love that.
And I said, "Well,
it's like slot machines.
Not all of them have pins right now." And he's like, "Oh, thank you, sir. Thanks for pointing that out. I will refill the pins."
Hey, because it's a souvenir. That's what it is.
Oh, they're ganking them.
That felt tip.
Oh, come on, man.
Hey, I voted with my own pin. You know that for a fact. We live a life.
I hope it's scanned.
Correct. We live a life where we are so fortunate to know these individuals. We're so fortunate. And I don't know if it's my profession that's allowed me to be this way or my personal approach to life. I was at stuff over the weekend. We don't talk about this a ton on air, but I'm at stuff over the weekend helping individuals who are trying to become elected.
Sure.
And you look down the ballot and you go, I know this person. I know this person is a quality person. Right. I don't know the presidential candidates.
Yeah.
I don't know them. Everyone else, I've shook hands with.
Right.
I have an interpersonal relationship with, at least on my ballot. I don't live in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
But with that said, you're putting people that you trust in positions to help people that you care about. You're doing the right thing.
Correct.
That's life.
Hard agree.
And if your motivations are otherwise, guess what? Just as much value as mine. And I will never, ever question your motivations. I will never, ever question the value of the vote that you cast. I might lift an eyebrow for some of your reasoning, but how fortunate we are to be in a space where we all can, to an exact equal level, voice our opinion. Love it. Love everything about it. I'm sorry that your hero, Joe Rogan, Van.
First off, how dare you?
Oh, sorry, your former hero, Joe Rogan.
It's been years. It's been years and years.
I was talking to Aaron Burnett today, Aaron Buck Burnett, who regularly is a guest on this program, my co-owner of Duke City Championship Wrestling and over on KKOB. He says, "Hey, you see the big endorsement?" And I go, "Oh, the guy that had on Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and JD Vance. Did I see his big endorsement?"
Oh, surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about the billionaire who wants to protect his own interests? That guy?
It's wild.
That endorsement?
So
that should come as no surprise.
Too fun. I'm gonna wear my
it's a long walk for that guy from 8 years ago when he endorsed Bernie Sanders.
Was that 8 years ago?
Wild.
Time flies.
Nuts. Absolutely nuts.
I was trying to explain to the 9-year-old in my life. I was saying in 2012, none of this existed. And I'm not trying to be like over dramatic, but this did not exist.
Sure.
I cannot stress that to you, kiddo. And if it goes one certain way, it's going to exist still to a lesser degree. If it goes one certain way, it's going to exist still to a greater degree.
Right.
But just wild, Van. Just incredibly wild. Where this thing was. Isaiah, how old are you? 26?
27.
You don't even, 27? You don't even know. You never voted in a sane election.
Sure.
But I was pretty in 2012. I was pretty indulged. I mean, that was
you were plugged in.
Yeah, I was pretty plugged in,
especially where you were.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly. Especially with Obama being from Chicago, it was a big deal in 2012. But I felt like even that election was a little bit. You had an idea of who would probably win more so than this one, which is so up in the air. And it's this one's it just feels a lot different than any of the past ones. It's like similar to the World Series, how that was like a crazy matchup, and now we got this matchup, and just you don't know what to expect.
The thing that's the thing though is with Obama and Romney in 12, Obama won with 51%.
Sure.
It won't be that many percents off of whoever wins this one.
It'll be super close.
It'll be super close.
Yeah.
And it's not that any of that outcome stuff has really ever changed. It's the narrative behind it. It's how it's communicated. It's the media / news, and it's the media / entertainment that is created such a juxtaposition in what is the world of politics. They've turned it into the world of sport.
What'd be really easy to go to I know you said you already explained
to
the 9-year-old but in your life, but what you could do is Just show her the video of Obama and Mitt Romney shaking hands before the debate and talking about each other's families and asking how each other's doing and super cordial. And that just would never happen now. And maybe you guys didn't take it for granted, but like you said earlier, Fred, I mean, I was a little connected, but it's not to the point where I could compare it to past examples.
Yeah.
So all I knew, growing up, I just knew that majority of the country was upset with Bush. And I just felt like Obama coming in was like the reliever for Bush. And then in 2012, I remember the talk was, we haven't seen the change that he was saying he was going to do. And the argument I was hearing was he's only had 4 years, give him another 4 years.
Yeah.
And then now there's none of that. There's nothing to really go off of as to direct you as to where, this could go. So it's a really interesting time.
And again, it's that regional narrative because Bush didn't accidentally get an extra 4 years. I think when he got it the second time, his approval rating was through the roof.
Right.
Was it how he handled the whole Iraq and 9/11 too? I thought it was I know people were upset about
nothing rallies a country like a war.
Mm-hmm. There's a blind patriotism to it. I was victim to it. I was there.
I was not.
That was part of my. Yeah, I get it.
Would you combine the Iraq issues and the soldiers being in Iraq? Would you combine them with the 9/11?
100%.
All right. So then,
2004 that election. Although I've never voted for a winner, so that's like a weird sentence for me to say. I've always voted third party. It's fun to hear about the Green Party every 4 years. That's a fun thing.
Historically, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Up
until this one. This year, I voted for a person that I hope wins.
Correct.
And historically, last time, Joe Jurgensen. Like, let's go third party. Like I'm just let's give funding to another entity. Let's do that.
I'm all for that.
You vote.
This one's bigger.
This one is a little different.
The stakes are higher.
So we will.
The last 3 elections, including today, I didn't vote for someone. I'll go ahead and say that. I'll admit that I did not vote for someone. While I do believe fantastic candidate will do a great job, definitely voting against someone.
There you have it. We'll update the election on the hour every hour, as that's whenever new polling results will come to us. Also, it's the NFL trade deadline, so we're going to put a little bit of effort into that. We will do that. Jared Gay will join us at 5 o'clock, 5:15-ish, because we're going to update the election at 5. So he'll join us at 5:15. Also, if you were like me, what's the best way to say this? Politics junkie is the same as sports junkie, is the same as Magic the Gathering junkie, is the same as Dungeons and Dragons junkie. Like, it's this type of fandom.
Yeah.
I get.
Watch. What do we have on now? CNN?
Yeah.
Whatever your station of choice Whatever your station of choice is, watch it. It's presented like sports.
Yes.
It's presented like sports now. It's been, what do you think, 4 elections where they really leaned into the big, shiny touch screens and like all the live results,
the swiping graphics. The weird part,
everyone's bringing in an expert from the state.
Well, and Fox News brought in Cletus the robot from the NFL Fox broadcast to give results, and that was wild. Why is he there?
Super weird.
Here he comes. It's Frank Caliendo is in to do results. That's a weird one. It's weird they put him out there. All right. Oh, okay. So I just saw this highlight here. Chris Berman is saying that Georgia is going to go back to Trump. So that's a weird update. Yeah. That's a weird one. You see, Trump said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to become president. I'm going to give Herschel Walker the nukes. That's my plan.
So smart.
That's a real sentence.
Donald J. Trump. Is that what he said?
He said, you know what? Herschel Walker. That's the guy.
Yeah.
That guy from Georgia. You know what, Georgia? I'm looking out for y'all. I'm going to give, I don't know how nuclear codes work. I don't know how the button, I'm assuming it's in a briefcase. I don't know.
Right.
It's like how we get in the building, kind of. We put
we put in our pin pad, which we all just use the last 4 of our social, even though they told us not to. Like, that's how you get in.
I doubt any of this is true, but it was explained to me that the launch codes are still on like 1980s floppy disks.
That's my understanding as well.
They can't reset the system.
Yep.
They're scared they will all go off.
Doug, I don't even know if
you turn it off and back on again.
I don't even know if it's like flop. You're talking like the big B drive, big ones.
Correct, yeah.
I think it's like a punch card thing. I think it's like older than that. It's like a hanging Chad kind of thing.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just envisioned like one of those pre-Mac giant floppy disk.
What is the nuclear code? About to end up on a search list.
Yeah, not today.
It's a combination of codes and authorization codes. Right. Yep. They're layered by. Okay, here we go. So they have different color denominations, blah, blah, blah. All right, here we go. The president is accompanied by a military aide carrying the briefcase called the nuclear football. Herschel Walker. Okay, this is all starting to make sense to me now. That contains launch codes. The football also contains other items, including a black book with retaliatory options, a book with classified site locations, and a card with authentication codes. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
that card. So there you go. They well, here's the thing. Herschel don't drop the ball. Like, he's got it. He's gonna tuck it in tight.
Historically might be the case.
That's if I'm gonna get a Georgia running back, give me work done. If I'm gonna trust a guy,
pretty please.
He's a hero.
Yeah.
He cares about others. Herschel Walker. All right.
My president, John O.J. Drunk.
We are we're like 25 minutes away from our first reporting. So when we get back, we're going to smash out the NFL trade deadline. Some things happen, not enough. I'm going to be honest, not enough.
Yeah.
Some things happen. We'll recap those, talk about if there's an impact, there's one. And then we're going to update on the hour fantasy football talk at 6:15. Van and I up until 7. Isaiah is also with us. He needs a break from politics. He was on KKOB all day. Not today, Isaiah. You're done for. It's 2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We're back in the world of sports. The Cowboys acquired Jonathan Mingo. He's a wide receiver that played in Carolina up until today in a game of 4D chess. Yes. The Washington Guardians went and got Marshawn Lattimore, so I believe that cancels out Mingo.
Yeah, Marshawn Lattimore to cover Jonathan Mingo.
Yeah, I think
Marshawn Lattimore, who hasn't allowed a touchdown since 2021 versus Jonathan Mingo.
How many career receptions?
Who's never scored a touchdown.
Might not have been a 4th round draft pick.
Yeah, that's what you beat me to it.
Wild.
You beat me to it. And to make it even worse, Mike Williams, 5th round draft pick. DeAndre Hopkins,
5th round draft pick.
Yes. So while these guys,
Amari Cooper, a 3rd, and he's free.
Yes.
It costs no money to have him on your roster.
Can you imagine being Cooper Rush looking over at what's Mingo's first name?
Jonathan.
Looking over at Jonathan Mingo, and then looking across from him, and it's Marshawn Lattimore, and going, okay, well that one's yeah, it's not going to be that's not the one.
Hey, Cowboy Nation, I told you we're all in.
He says,
where's my man Mingo?
He's today is Tuesday, so it's when he does his little radio.
You know what that means?
Yeah, Jerry Jones is on the radio.
Oh, that's a good one. Actually, we're going to do that moving forward.
Yeah. He says this was before they made the move, and he's getting Cowboy fans all pumped up, and he's like, yeah, we're going to make a trade for a guy. We've liked this guy since college, and we're all getting our hopes up, wondering who's it going to be. Is he finally gonna? It's Jonathan Mingo. Well, you know what, Jerry? Guess what? You didn't fool us this time. We're already out.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna go Oppo, you two guys, because hey, I'm a big J Ming guy. We're going Mingo watch all season long. Let's go Mingo. Let's go Mingo. He went from the whatever and whatever upgrade. He's in Dallas now. Put another win on it.
You know who's a really good trade target? The 4th receiver for the Carolina Panthers. The guy who couldn't get on the field in the worst team in the NFL.
I'm going to my fantasy team right now. Hold on, I'm going to pick up a guy.
I saw the trade and I went and looked at his numbers. And then as soon as I saw them, I chuckled a little bit.
He has a game's worth of numbers this season.
Yeah. I chuckled. I saw it.
12 receptions, 121 yards. That's like 10 yards a pop.
Could have splurged for a 3rd rounder and got Devontae Adams.
Gosh, wild. You know what? The best thing about this is that the Cowboys didn't make some trade that's going to win them a game. It's going to make it hard for us to lose. So this allows me to continue. The trade deadline is now over.
Isaiah, this is not a show of losers, okay? You need to stop identifying us with the Cowboys because you're not a loser. You have value. You're important, and you are not that sad sack organization, the Chicago Cowboys. You're better than that.
Well, the fan base is
also losers currently.
Lemmings.
Yeah.
We're out on it. Right now, Cowboy Twitter. We're just talking about the draft.
Well, they should be talking about the election. That's what they should be talking about.
They are. It's a little concerning.
Conservative is what you meant to say. It's a little conservative.
Yeah. There's some good ones though.
Hey, when Mike Evans comes back now in the NFC South, 1,000 yards the rest of the year. Every game since he gets back. Like no one's gonna stop him now. That's so funny. Well, this is the biggest news in DC today is Lattimore going to the Washington Guardians.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
He good.
Yeah, that really helps them out. Washington's looking really legit.
More than really. Like you're an English major. Like they're looking established. They look rebuilt. Like they have, and I don't know what the draft pick was they gave up. Premium. What does that mean? Ian Rappaport says they gave up a premium pick. I don't know what that means. It's got to be a 2nd round, I guess.
So they restructured Lattimore's contract. Only $605,000 it costs to have him on your team this year.
And he gets to immediately line up against the Steelers and just show out this weekend.
16.5 milli the next 2 years.
Still
cheap.
It could have been, I don't think it was requested, but I did see a report that a few days ago, there were a lot of players that were actually requesting to go to Washington.
Well, they should.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where winners are.
They're seeing Jaden Daniels tape.
How many Mingos is a premium pick worth? All right, so you get one premium pick.
Three of them.
You know what we'll do? Listen. Hey, man, listen. You know how we're the front office of the Washington Guardians? What we're going to do is we just saw Dallas get that stud wideout from that NFC South powerhouse, the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
We got to get someone who knows his game. We got to go out there.
Yeah.
We got to go out there and get Marshawn Lattimore to lock him down.
Look, this is a smart move for Dallas. It's like an easy transition for Jonathan Mingo to catch balls from Ginger Andy Dalton now to Ginger Cooper Rush. This is a redheaded quarterback based trade.
I will dead ass say this. I will be surprised if Lattimore ever matches up against Mingo, because Lattimore is usually on good wide receivers. So that's going to stop that matchup from ever happening.
Whoops.
Yeah, that was the first thought in my mind. I would not assume that Mingo and Lattimore would be matched up against each other.
If Seattle, if New Orleans is blowing it up, firing their head coach, giving up on the whole, like, is Dallas not aware that they're right? That's like a direct flight. Like, you call them and you say, can we get anything from your team? Is Taysom Hill available? We need a quarterback. Well, hold on. Hey, what draft pick did they give up for Trey Lance? Was that a fourth?
It was also a fourth.
Oh, shut up.
It was also a fourth.
What are they doing?
Third string quarterback, fourth rounder.
All that matters
Fifth
is the first
string
two.
wide receiver, fourth rounder.
We just get a top 8 pick. That's all that matters.
No, that's not all that matters. They need to do things like not trade for Johnny Mingo, who sounds like the villain in a cowboy movie.
Yeah.
He currently is.
He's your Huckleberry is what he is. When we get back from the break, we explore more of the NFL draft day trades. It won't take long. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
It's time to rock, and yo, we take it to the top. It's time to rock. It's time to rock. It's time to rock. We go hard in the block. It's time to rock. It's time to rock. It's time
I know this
to
part.
Rock. Yo, the party didn't start till my crew walked in. And
I like that part too.
Till we hit the door again. Got a bottle of gin and a couple of friends. We about to set the vibe.
All right, welcome back to the program. I got up the Washington Post here. I have up the New York Times. I'm going to try to get a local one. But we're going to give you New Mexico results as well, man. So I also have the New Mexico Secretary of State's website up as well. So we are set for as close to real time updates as we can get.
Love it.
Love it.
I got good news for you, Zay.
What's up?
Your new WR1, Johnny Mingo. Last season,
I think I hate him.
43 receptions.
Do I hate
from 85 targets, 9.7 yard average. And he's getting balls thrown to him by Bryce Young. So there's a silver lining to this. He might be significantly better than he showed
with Cooper Rush
the first 2 years of his career.
So that's a real possibility. And I mean, the only thing
can't be worse. Can't be worse.
No, can't be worse.
Say that. He can't be worse.
Can't be worse than what we had. I mean, you go and Jerry says he liked the guy since college, and I guess he was on their draft board.
Jerry Jones, so there's no confusion.
Yes,
here.
Jerry Jones, not Jerry Wright or anything. Yeah, so Jerry Jones says
that's such a good reference.
Deep cut that no one will get but us. Thank you.
Maybe they listen to the commercial, which I'm sure they do. Jerry Jones says they've had this guy on the draft board, and you try to go and watch his college highlights, and then that's the only thing. You know, he's in his second year. He was a second round draft pick.
You know what we've done? We've given more conversation to Jerry Mingo right now in this program than the front office of the Dallas Cowboys did whenever they traded for him.
Well, I don't know. I think Jerry's delusional. I think Jerry's delusional, and they're really looking at it. They're not looking at the fact that D-Hop went for a fifth. They're saying this guy was drafted in the second round, and we have a chance to get him.
Now, I Googled Jonathan Mingo highlights.
It's hard.
And then Google said LOL. That's it.
Now, I know the bed music is on, but I'm going to stretch it out here for a minute because we need to come back after the top of the hour to update on these election results. So with the bed music, the Pittsburgh is getting Mike Williams from the Jets. He kind of got disappeared out there. That is a move. We'll talk about that a little bit too. The Browns got rid. I want to make sure I got this right. Zadarius Smith to the Lions.
He can go.
He can go.
When he's healthy, he can go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so we'll touch on that as well. Also, I want to make sure I got them all in front. I made a little list here. The Rams are sending Tre'Davious White over to the Ravens. I guess
that's a big one. I mean, that's the Ravens do it again.
Okay.
Yeah, they fleeced them.
Yeah,
they got Tre'Davious White and a 7th round pick for a 7th round pick. They just gave him Tre'Davious White for free. Is that how this works?
Vans Packers sent a cat named Preston Smith. Who? To the Steelers.
Backup linebacker.
You know, as long as he gets to play. Those are all the kind of the big ones, right? Did I miss anything?
Not really.
Khalil Herbert. He gone too. He got traded to the Saints.
To the
Bengals. I mean, that's kind of it. Like, I know that sounds like not a lot because there wasn't a lot. When we get back from the break, we are only 3 minutes and 30 seconds away from the first reporting. Spoiler, George is going to be too close to call.
I'm literally and metaphorically on the edge of my seat right now.
This is what it felt like when I had a test being graded and I knew I didn't study and I just guessed. I'm hoping I guessed the right answers.
I hope that everyone voted studied. I hope every single person who cast a vote today was informed and knowledgeable, not just on the candidates, but on their policies and how they plan on bettering this great country.
I just got all my information from my dumbest aunt on Facebook.
Isaiah's like, well, TikTok said. Okay, here we go. 2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
AM 610, the sports animal.
Mike's hot.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. Okay, Van. Starting to roll in. So the score right now is 8-3. Trump out in front. Okay. So he is the victor already of Kentucky. Kentucky
should not come as a surprise.
That should not have come as a surprise.
And Indiana.
I was about to get to. Now, the victor of Vermont is Harris.
Should not be a surprise to anyone either.
So we are kind of exactly where you thought we would be at this point. Now, the Indiana one, I don't think is on the board yet because I think that one's worth 11. You might want to double check that.
Yes, it's worth 11.
Yeah. So it's 8 for Kentucky, soon to be 11 more, which would put him at 19-3.
Yep.
That's an early start for Trump. He's out in front, Van.
Out in front early.
Out in front early.
Yep.
Looking back at Harris, really, the way I see it.
Chasing coattails right now.
Yeah. Now, as more roll in, we will give you those. And we won't be able to give you.
You think he's called it yet? He's made his official announcement.
I'm going to say,
I got money. Illinois is going to lean blue, and even them alone right next to Indiana
well,
at 19.
yes,
so
Illinois is going to go blue.
So technically, Harris is the winner.
What? What? What do you? They're not in yet. That's Central Time Zone.
Oh, I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm assuming.
We on this program will not speculate. We are giving you the exact reportings, which is currently CNN has said that Donald Trump is out in front 8 points to Harris's 3 points. That's the start. Got it. Isaiah, I got a little click in my headphones. I don't know what that is.
Same. Yeah.
If you could see what's clicking on me. It's like a metronome.
Still clicking?
Yep, I can hear mine.
Yeah. Sounds like What is that, man?
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
Got our wires crossed?
Yeah, we got wires crossed.
You tried turning it off and back on
Yeah,
again?
is this because we're trying to report the truth over here? Is that what they're doing? Trying to shut us down? But to figure out what that thing is at some point.
Yes, we will.
I don't like the idea of chugga, 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 chugga.
I'm going to call the Magic Man.
Okay.
His name is Manny. All right, first of all, it's the Magic Manny.
The Magic Man, that's Cal Naughton Jr.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that.
That's a given. That's so funny. All right, we're going back to the NFL trade deadline, but we will give you updated results as they produce themselves, man. All right, so I'm in a refresh here on my trade deadline thing. Got it. All right. We talked about how the Washington Guardians got better. We talked about how Dallas Cowboy did nothing except took draft day off. The Mike Williams.
Now I'm looking at this Bryce Young angle. He had to catch balls from Bryce Young.
Yeah.
This might be a diamond in the rough situation. I don't think it is, because a good wide receiver will help a sorry quarterback. But it has to be thrown somewhere close to him. And that's a problem.
Mike Williams. I was thinking Mike Wallace because of
you're in election mode.
Election mode.
Yeah.
Mike Williams is going to Pittsburgh.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Aaron Rodgers already brought all of his friends in. I guess he used to claim they were friends. Is that how that worked?
Yeah. Till they're gone.
Till they're gone.
Then he could tell the truth.
Yeah. He seems like a guy who's going to be good for Russell Wilson because he's long.
Mm-hmm.
He's very
strong.
Yeah.
And he's down to get the friction.
Here
on.
we go.
So
nope.
What?
But he's not afraid to get down the sideline. He's not afraid to go one-on-one and kind of 50-50 balls.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Russell Wilson lames a lot of ducks out there.
Sure.
To the far outside of the hash. So he could be a contributor. Also, with Pittsburgh playing the Washington Guardians this week, he's just going to get shut down by Lattimore. So I guess none really matters.
Lattimore is not going to be on Williams. You don't even know the playbook. Well, I guess the playbook is just run far.
Get out
Mike
there.
Williams.
You were talking a little bit about Zadarius Smith. You
Yeah.
think he is a contributor.
I do.
The Lions have been looking for that position on the field, defensive end, since Hutchinson went down.
Yeah.
It's Smith and a 2026 seventh going to Detroit for a fifth and a 2026 sixth.
I think it's a great get.
Seems like a big move.
Yeah. I mean, multiple time All Pro. Like, he's good.
You played in Minnesota, is that right? Previously?
Green Bay and Minnesota.
Oh, Green Bay.
So all he needs is like to play on the Bears before he retires, and he's got the whole
It might
NFC
have-
North Infinity Stones.
It might have just been Green Bay. I don't know.
No, it was also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he can go. Always has a bunch of nagging injuries, but when he's healthy, he can go.
It's kind of weird because I feel like trade deadlines are about inflating the prices on players. That's not what this feels like.
Right.
This doesn't feel like teams going out and getting guys. This feels like teams trying to get rid of guys.
Sure.
Am I confused on what the trade deadline is?
Well, you're not going to get rid. I mean, how often in the NFL do we see like a huge name moved? Like, we saw a big rush of wide receivers early in the trade deadline this year. But to me, this is kind of a standard year, right? Not big blockbuster trades or like grade A playmakers get moved that often. It's usually like role players, position players that can contribute, not really game changers.
The live chat says is that little metronome, Isaiah,
Mhm.
is the sound of Van's beating heart with anticipation for election outcomes.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I don't think that's it.
I mean, there's a little bit of anxiety going on. There's a little bit of uncomfortability in my tum-tum.
I know you got some help in there. Thank you for working on that.
Of course.
It's so funny to me too, right? Because that's, hey, and I get sports talk radio. Every day's the biggest day of the year.
Mhm.
Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Otherwise, but on election night,
Yeah.
the telltale heart, little Edgar Allan Poe's. We talk about the Ravens. And normally this is the kind of stuff that fires me up. But with the election, I can't give anything more energy than it deserves.
For sure.
The election needs my energy. Tre'Davious White. I don't know. And I said telltale heart because I was about to talk about the Ravens. He's going to the Ravens. I thought the Rams were trying to compete. Am I confused on that? Is that 7th round swap for nothing?
Yeah. It's very weird.
Am I confused on this?
Very weird. You just got a free player to swap 7th round picks.
It sounds a little bit like, oh, we were going to cut him.
Yeah. I mean, if he's not CB 1 or 2 on your depth chart, let him get some reps somewhere else.
Does that mean he's Isaiah's word? Is he cooked? Like, is he not a dude who's contributing out there? Because I don't watch Los Angeles Rams every down stuff. I only see them in the red zone. I don't know their defense. And if the Ravens pass rush stays as awful as it has been, what's he going to do out there on islands? Like, get chewed up by opposing quarterbacks? I don't know if he's set up for success. I mean, if it's the best move that Baltimore could do, cool. But I know it's not because Washington Guardians just brought in a better player from a worse team.
I mean, will he even start for the Ravens? I don't think so. They have 2 better cornerbacks already. This is just like a free depth piece.
You know how that is, though. That's like, is there a position you can't have too many of?
Right.
Because that's the one. All right, look at this. 31 million dead cap next year for a team that are already $80 million over in the Saints by moving Lattimore. They do not.
Tre'Davious White won't even be starting. He's just a depth piece.
So I saw.
For free. You're just swapping 7th round picks to get a player for free.
You know what super sucks is there's somebody on that roster that.
Yeah. Who's going down to the practice squad?
The Packers sent Preston Smith to the Steelers. So the Steelers got 2 players. And I think Baltimore has like a dozen draft picks. Like, if you are trying to help the pass rush, why don't you go after Preston Smith, Baltimore? I don't know enough about him to say if he was the guy who could really do that, but
it's another depth piece. Yeah, he didn't start for the Packers. Got reps, but not a starter.
What's he going to do with the Steelers? Cover anything? No. All right, breaking news. Indiana, according to CNN, has gone to Donald Trump. He is the winner in Indiana. That is 11 more electoral college points.
Yes.
And he is now in front 19-3 over Harris.
Which, if you're scoring at home, is a scoreagami.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
It's never happened before.
Never happened before in the NFL. 19-3.
And right now in Florida, too close to call, but Donald Trump out in front by like 200,000 votes, it looks like.
Yep.
Not quite 200. Yeah, right at 200,000. So that's a lot.
Only a third reporting so far.
Yeah.
That's going to take a minute.
Yeah, and we've talked about this. It goes from the counties to the cities. So it's a whole deal. When we get back from the break, Jared Gay joins us to talk the world of fantasy football. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Two Men On. Jared Gay joins us in the studio. Jared, welcome.
Thank you.
Will you put your mouth in front of that microphone?
Sorry. First time in the studio. This is
Oh, is that real?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
That's why I'm like, this is so cool. Why aren't we here more? And Van gave me a bunch of reasons that,
Yeah.
It's called
he goes,
partners and
we got to be out in the community, man. So I'm sorry. I'm used to having the really fancy headset that had the microphone like right there.
on it. Yeah.
Okay.
You got to get right up on it.
All right, Isaiah, we still have that noise. So do me a favor, mute your mic real quick. I'm going to test something.
Okay.
No change.
No,
I can hear it. Yeah, actually, I tried that last break.
I got a better idea.
Well, so yeah, I think only we can hear it though. I do think that's a fact that the listeners are not able to hear. So
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, like when we're talking, you can't hear it. So
and that is another truth.
let's just keep talking then, I guess.
The live stream had it, but
You
that's
first.
okay. Little on-air production. We're never in studio. We don't have to slum. Jared Gay's here. Jared, welcome, brother.
Thank you. Excited. It's a lot of fun.
All right, what do you most say about talking fantasy football or poll results? Because we're going to give them to you live as they come in. All right, we got some updates, Van.
12 short minutes away from the next round of polls
All
closing.
right, there we go. 12 minutes. So we got
All right,
12 minutes.
All right. So I had a question. This is fantasy football related, which again, compared to, the
All right,
election.
Is it Najee Kamala Harris related?
No, it is not.
Okay.
This means like fantasy's obviously pointless at the end of the day, and it takes a toll on me every week.
Yeah.
And
It should not.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm working on it. Okay. I'm also the defending champ, so I'm trying to be better about it.
Okay.
All right. If you trade a player
Yes.
and
Root against him.
you collude with somebody that he will return them to you.
All right, give me an example. Give me a specific example that you were talking about, because this has happened to you.
This happened in my league this week.
It's like Ricky
So it was-
Henderson and the Yankees.
It was DeAndre Swift
Uh-huh.
and Joe Burrow
Okay.
for Amari Cooper and Geno Smith. Now, aside from the fact that I just think it's a bad trade to begin
That is
with.
a bad trade.
Now, the side that got Swift and Burrow also got a little bit of free agent money. Okay, we have a bidding system.
What does
So-
that mean?
So you get like $100 to bid. There's no waiver priority. We'll ignore that part. So that means a little bit more was added to that side.
Okay.
The team who acquired Geno dropped him immediately,
Mm-hmm.
picked up a different quarterback, and we're like, wait, why would he do that? This is so weird. And we have a group chat. We're talking. Today, this morning, Burrow was traded back to the team that gave him up,
So we're
and
talking.
a different quarterback.
So his starting quarterback was on bye, obviously.
He had Jordan Love, who was banged up.
Yeah, and he needed a 1 week rental.
Yes.
So
Which
his
tracks.
price, yeah, that is not collusion.
That is such garbage.
yeah,
No, it's garbage. It's cheating. You don't get to, this isn't like a dynasty league where you can give up future picks. Hey, I'll give you a 3rd round pick that you get to use next year. You're renting a player.
Did both
Yeah.
teams win?
The guy who got Burrow and sent him back, he crushed his opponent.
Yeah.
Well, he had 5 tutties.
Burrow lit
Yeah,
it
it's
up.
cheating.
Now, did the other guy win?
No, he lost because he gave up Joe Burrow.
That's
So
sweet.
that's the nice part
So
about
he
it.
got his.
So no, I think it's cheating.
No, I think this is a thing that happens in savvy fantasy leagues. So like your stud quarterback's on a bye. You don't have a respectable backup.
Sure, trade for him and keep
So
him.
You trade for
You
him.
don't give him back for nothing.
Now hold on. What did he? Okay, when he gave Burrow back.
Oh, he just picked up a quarterback and traded him back to him.
Any of them. Doesn't matter who.
Yeah. Oh, so he dropped Geno, picked up Kirk Cousins,
Yeah.
gave Kirk Cousins to get Joe Burrow back. There was no. It's not like, hey, let's give a good piece. This was clearly an arranged. Giving me 1 week, I beat this guy. I'll give him back.
The receivers were Amari Cooper and who?
And for DeAndre Swift,
Okay, DeAndre Swift for Amari Cooper.
and then the
And a
guy got a
1
week
week
rental of Joe
Burrow.
Burrow. I think that's garbage.
I love it.
I also
I'm
love it.
So,
All right,
I'm so into
So I
it.
was
They're
gonna.
playing-
I'm like, there's no. I should have known you guys wouldn't side with me because
You
I'm like, I'm gonna take this
Uh.
clip and send it to my league, and I'm absolutely not doing that now. So Zay, can we like
That's something we
change their words to make them side with me?
I've done that
This is the way.
before.
This is the way to do that.
Okay, cool.
Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. Is there a rule that says a player cannot be traded a week after a player has been traded? Because that's the only way you can really govern this.
No. It needs to be. It's you gave him back for nothing. It was clearly a 1 week rental, and they even admitted that it was a rental.
Well, it's obvious after the fact.
So who's he going to get down the road for the new bye week? Because the other guy's going to get one in return.
it's a bad precedent is my point.
I don't know.
No, so funny enough, I changed my team name to Enterprise Rent-A-Player. So if anybody wants so if anybody wants my players, it's just like, it's just because it hasn't happened, but it hasn't happened in my league before. Just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it should be allowed.
It's something that's happened in my leagues multiple times.
Isn't that like, it's total garbage?
No, I think it's fair.
I'm into it.
First off, are you guys like in a vote on the trade, like majority?
So we never veto.
Okay.
We're not like looking to out people. It's like when you veto, it needs to be like clear cut cheating. Yeah. But like most of the part, like you don't know how people value players. Like when I saw that Cooper and Swift, I'm like, I would much rather have
Cooper
Swift.
Rush.
Yeah.
No, Amari Cooper.
Oh,
yeah. QB1, Dallas Cowboys.
I was excited for a second.
So it's like you don't know how people value players, so we don't veto. We're not like out to get people. We let a lot slide, but it was just. And one of the guys, he's a little slimy. Okay. That's another thing. Okay,
you hate him. That's why
I don't hate him. He's also a pharmacist, and he's so smart. But he's one of the dumbest people I've ever met.
At what?
Well,
he's smart.
Fast one on you.
Hey, Van. My name's Jared Gay, and I think people are really smart if they count by threes, because that's all pharmacists do for a living is count pills.
All right, what are you going on? I'm using that clip right there, and I'm sending that to him because that's fantastic. That's awesome.
Now you know what you could you could totally increase your productivity if you count it by fives. I know that's a little dangerous at this point, but being a pharmacist is a really big deal.
Yeah,
is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Okay, I just meant like. The school's hard. He must have a little.
No,
knowing how certain.
They give you a book with the answers.
Do you think when they're like, you don't think they have all the pills memorized and how they conflict with other medications?
All right, hold up. You talking about acute care? Because that's a whole different story. Are we talking? Does he work at like a Walgreens?
Yeah, well, like something like that. I don't know. If
that's bottom tier pharmacist, dude. I'm not trying to be rude here, but that's like entry level.
Okay, let me record. I'm totally clipping this and sending this to him. This is gold.
Literally anybody can do that.
Anyone can do that. Like
everything's on the internet. This is forever.
Here's what
keep it coming.
Here's what he does for a living. He says, "Sir, I'm sorry, this is a level 1 narcotic. I just need to see your ID." That's his whole job. His whole job is checking people's IDs. Also, I'm speaking from experience. My lady is a pharmacist. My lady runs pharmacy at a hospital. Like. There's actual hard pharmacy, and then there's guys that get carts from outside at the end of the night before they close the CVS.
For my old job, I had to be state certified to pass medication. So I had to learn about half of what a pharmacist knows, and I did that in 3 months.
A 1 hour, a 5 hour class.
Isaiah's here. Isaiah, welcome.
Thank you. So the biggest thing with the pharmacist is the amount of definitions they have to learn, and the way they have to learn to break down words and medications. It's definitely pretty complex, and they may not use it at a Walgreens pharmacy, but I do think before they let you in the club, there's a lot you have to be able to memorize.
Give me some examples. Are you talking like the word drug and the word apothecary? Like what do
No, I mean like the difference between amoxicillin and penicillin and how much you should take. And
one gives me thrush and the other one doesn't.
No, I think you're spot on, and what Fred said kind of hit it for me. Where like, being in a hospital and being like, how this is with this and this is like, yeah, that's really difficult stuff because there's so much going on. But he's right. It's hey, put 100 pills of this in this bottle for 8 hours a day for 40 hours for the rest of your life.
That's what it is. And also and I'm not trying to stereotype here. If you're not a tall pharmacist, sometimes if it's on the top shelf, you're like, oh, we're out.
Hey, he's like 5'10". Maybe he's definitely not 6 foot. So
no, I mean he's not 6 foot. I could tell by the way he doesn't have 6 foot energy. Did you hear about this trade?
Yeah, 5'10" guys, they rent players. 6'5", they already have them on the roster. That's the biggest issue. I'm totally using this whole clip.
I cannot handle this.
As a 5'10" and a half guy, I have no problem with the trade whatsoever.
No, but
you're like, I've done this. I've done it. Fred's like, this is garbage.
It's garbage. Hey, I'm now on Team Jared because now I know who this is. Like before I didn't. Because he's over here standing. You know what he should have knew about? There'd be an adverse reaction to this. Yeah. That's the thing he should have been smartened up to in school. The whole league's allergic to this move.
He also texts with way too many exclamation points. And that's like, I hate that.
Now, hold on.
Same.
You do too?
I hate that.
I might get along with this guy. More than 3? or exactly 3?
Is it exactly 3? Pull up your text thread real quick.
So if it's exactly 3, that's the perfect amount of exclamation points.
And especially if he just put one over on you and he's been living without paying any rent in your head during this whole trade situation.
Let's see. So we have an exclamation point with a question mark.
Well, hold on. What was the question? Actually a dig, or was it a legit question? Because
he goes, so you saying you colluded? Exclamation point. And then
that's a threat.
That's a siren emoji. So okay. Wait, hold on. It's 3.
It's 3.
Yeah, 3's fine. That's not too many.
1, 2, 3. More than 3 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've now seen 3 occurrences of 3.
Now,
just in a couple.
No problem with that either.
Yeah. He doesn't have, because I'm telling you, because pharmacists count in 3s.
Mm-hmm.
So this all makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So he's dispensing exclamation points the same way he expenses enhancement pills.
82, 246 toothpicks. Yeah.
Originally, I was really bummed how this was going, but thank you for making me feel better.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, let him collude.
Well, before I just thought you had an enemy, but now you have an enema, and that's completely different. Like in this situation, so I'm in support of you and blood feuds.
He doesn't really know ball, so that bothers me. And it sucks
that he won.
He did win. His team put up a lot of points.
Yeah, Joe Burrow. I won because of Joe Burrow as well.
Not in that one league, though, where you have Gardner Minshew and Joe Flacco.
All right, so those guys are gone, and I ended up winning that league, even though Brian Robinson Jr. just sat out 1 minute before the game for no reason. Still came away a victor.
It was an hour before. So who are your quarterbacks that week?
I'm a stud in that league. I got Joe Flacco and Drake May. Let's go.
So I was off by 1 guy.
Bryce Young on the bench, Russell Wilson on the bench, carrying 4. And I'm going to pick up Cooper Rush.
I know you are.
Like, quick.
He's so good.
All right, we're 1 minute and 45 seconds away from our next update. So we'll take a break so we can come back. We'll bottom of the hour, which is not a phrase you're supposed to use in radio anymore, apparently. But the bottom of the hour update is what's going on in the greatest competition of all time, the race for this great country's presidential seat. It's 2 Men On with Jared Gay, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. So we got some updates here. Donald Trump's pulling away.
23-3.
23-3. That's a 20-point lead. Now it's early in the game.
Just call it.
Well, hold on.
Call
It's a
it
game
now.
of streaks, okay?
Yeah.
It's a game of streaks. What is that? West
Harris
Virginia?
can go on a heater at any moment.
Did you get West Virginia? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, they got West Virginia.
Mountain Mama!
So what is that, like 1 point?
4. It's 4.
That's a free throw.
No, 4.
But here it'd probably be like a free throw if we're doing like relative, right?
Sure.
Like what would be what state would be a 3-pointer?
Well, you can get 3 points if you win part of Nebraska.
No, like equivalent to a 3-pointer. Like that'd be like a 10 or 12 point state.
So Harris has 3, and that was Delaware.
She's up in Virginia. That's 13.
So she's going for the 3-pointer. Yeah. So like 3 is a free throw. Virginia's a 3-pointer.
If she gets Cali, that's an and 1.
I swear to God.
Well, that's still
If
3
Trump-
points
if
Thursday.
Trump
That's
takes-
like I'm hot. Like heating up.
Heat check.
Heating up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a game winner.
That's like
You guys are so stupid.
it's like a 4 for 4 from Beyond the Arc. How many points is California? Points. How many votes is California?
First of all, we're referring to it as points.
How many
Yeah.
goals?
How many
This
points
is a sports
California?
show.
Yeah. All right. So West Virginia,
Cali,
Mountain Mama.
take me home.
Cali's 55, by the way.
It's a lot. It's a lot of points. I mean, this thing's intense already. All right. Virginia, too close to call right now.
No, it's mostly in middle schools.
Okay. New Hampshire, too close to call right now. Florida, too close to call right now. Georgia, South, and North Carolina, and Virginia. All these are too close.
How's Old Hampshire? Is that one close too?
Right. Let me go to Europe real quick.
It's right next to
idiot.
Old York.
That's a real place. There's an Old Jersey too.
It's York.
Now, Old Mexico is different.
Yeah.
54 is Cali, by the way. And speaking of York,
Oh.
how gross are those candies, those little candies?
Peppermint patties?
York peppermint
All right,
patties?
you're on mute. You're on
Hands
mute.
down.
You don't like peppermints?
Oh, Zay, I'm all with that. Bottom one.
Your bottom-
candy.
Dude,
bottom
they're
one
so
candy.
pointless. Just get a Minto or something.
Dude, eat toothpaste. It's the same thing. Throwing a Tootsie Roll with some Crest toothpaste.
The eat toothpaste line is my go-to insult moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys trade for Johnny Mingo. Why don't they just eat
Eat
toothpaste?
some toothpaste, you losers.
Yo,
That's such a good line. I'm getting the Johnny Mingo Cooper Rush connection in fantasy this week.
this is the first time I've ever heard him called Johnny Mingo.
You don't.
He just created that one.
That's Jonathan Mingo.
I know what I said.
Johnny Mingo.
I'm a big Johnny Mingo guy.
Okay.
Famed cowboy
Yeah.
Johnny Mingo.
I will
The
say
the
from-
nemesis of Doc Holliday.
Everyone knows this.
he was one of the people Simon wanted me to mention. 4 wide receivers this week. If you need one, go get Johnny Ringo Star or whatever that is.
Oh, hold up. Johnny Mingo Star is a very good nickname.
Go eat toothpaste, Fred.
Okay. Also, as far as the second tier antagonist goes, Johnny Ringo is one of the best villains, I think, in all of cinematic film.
That's
Second tier.
That's one of the best cast movies of all time. Everybody's perfect in that movie.
What movie is this?
Yeah, Johnny Ringo. I'm Googling right now. First.
Are you guys being
Tombstone?
serious?
I'm sorry. At least Zay's with me on
Are
this.
you messing with me?
Johnny Ringo.
It is Adder Neal, played by Michael Biehn, who should have been the greatest action star of the late 80s, early 90s, starred as John Connor, not John Connor, Kyle Reese in Terminator 1, the father of John Connor, who set off an entire trilogy of movies that were horror, action, and buddy cop. Like, that's incredible.
It seems like a Smokey and the Bandit type of vibe. No.
What?
Bill Paxton did not die for you to say that.
Tombstone?
That's what it looks like.
Smokey and the Bandit?
No,
Sam Elliott?
I just Googled Johnny Ringo and the way the pictures, the cowboy hat. I don't know. If this,
That's a bad dude, is what it is.
Good Lord.
Should have had Clint Eastwood be him if he's a Western guy.
Well, all right. So here's the update on that. So he was at that time doing The Unforgiven, and The Unforgiven, which was filmed parallel to Tombstone.
Yep.
And what I would call miss me with any conversation about John Wayne. Miss me with any conversation of that nature. I'm telling you right now.
Except for when he played Genghis Khan. That was awesome.
What are you doing? We're staying in the cowboy world.
Hey. Zay, Google that. Google John Wayne as Genghis Khan. You're going to get a giggle out of that one.
Okay.
It is nuts.
My fight's not with you, Holiday.
So as a story,
it's the best.
Unforgiven is better.
Oh, Unforgiven's better.
As motion picture entertainment,
yeah,
Tombstone is an 11 out of 10.
The Schofield kid is a good character.
Oh, don't even look at me. You guys are missing me with this. You lost me about a minute ago.
Whenever you hit me with Johnny Ringo Starr.
When you said Michael Biehn, and I'm like, dude, he was not a good action star. And I looked up who I thought I was talking about. I thought you were talking about Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean?
Like Rowan Atkinson, who I just pulled up. I'm like, dude, all he did was film stupid movies.
Yeah, but he was great in slapstick. Also, there's not as many episodes of Mr. Bean as you think. There's only like 12 of them.
Yeah, just keep replaying them over and over and over again.
People had no
Johnny English will always be his best movie.
Disagree. Rat Race.
Didn't he play the voice of the cowboy and whatever that animated thing was with cowboys? Oh, I know you know what I'm talking about, Isaiah.
Was he Ringo? Was he Ringo in that
one
movie?
with the lizard, the shoes?
That's Ringo.
Oh, then yes,
that's Johnny Depp.
I knew we.
Oh, it's Johnny Depp.
Oh, okay, I'm like, don't wait, Ringo. We full circle. We came right back to Ringo.
We're good at radio. Is there any value?
I had no idea his name was Rowan Atkinson, by the way.
What is there a problem?
Just Mr. Bean forever. I get it.
Or Johnny English.
All right, here he played Zazu in The Lion King. That's his best role. Not even close.
That's the bird, right?
I mean, it's an undeniable thing.
Okay. Just making sure I know. Hey, I got one right.
Okay, good. You're on. Warming up.
Cooper Rush, do I add him?
You're about to go on a heater like Kamala Harris.
Susie, 54-point burger.
Well, hold on, guys.
That's West
Trump's
Coast.
up 23-3, but it's a game of streaks. Okay, it's a game of streaks here.
Yeah,
the political game. Last time there was an election, Van and I stayed up all night getting drunk.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What did they call it? Like 1:30 in the morning.
Be a lot different. Yeah, I'm in for the long haul.
Same.
I didn't schedule anything first thing tomorrow morning.
I did, but I'm going to show up to it struggling. Also, speaking of struggling, was us to get to sports this segment. We'll do fantasy whenever we get back. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. Jared Gaze here, the sports animal. Songbird. Jerry Gay brings us back underneath his breath. Talking the world of fantasy. All right, Jared. Talk me out of adding Cooper Rush to my fantasy team.
It shouldn't be that hard. I mean,
yeah.
No offense. I mean, I know I'm not offending Zay here.
No, he's not upset. He's over it. He's become sane again.
I haven't. Yeah, Zay. I'll get back to the Cooper Rush thing. Don't add him. But Zay, how are we feeling about the Cowboys?
Don't add him. I'm feeling pretty optimistic.
Oh
I tell you what. No, not about what you think. So I find joy in being excited about the draft class and what the team can do. And recently, the Cowboys, they look like a Super Bowl contender in the regular season and then let us down in the end. Whereas this year, I think we might actually be in contention for some of the top stars. So, in this year, I've been paying a lot more attention to college ball than I usually do.
Here we go.
So, just the Genty. Now I'm starting to see that, the more we lose, I'm starting to see the Cowboy fans post Travis Hunter pictures. Like we're starting to drop near that point.
Now,
where we might be
Are
able
you
to
think they're
draft
getting
it.
the first pick? Because that's where Travis Hunter's going.
No, I believe Shador's going first. Okay. But
you better hope so.
First
so
pick of the
Hunter
third
can fall.
round?
Yeah, I mean, if Hunter gets picked first, that's fine. Then I'm just praying for Genty. If Genty gets picked, then I'll probably have to look for a running back
Now,
in the later.
I want to
rounds.
make sure I understand the logic here. You're talking about getting excited for the draft? Because every team gets excited for the draft when it's time to do that. Like we're currently in November.
He's coping, Fred. He's
Oh,
trying to
okay.
cope.
It's a cope.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what it is.
Do you really want Genty in the first round? First round
Yes.
running backs never work out in the long run.
Oh my God! Say that to Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley's face.
Derrick Henry
They've
was
been
a second.
crushing.
Derrick Henry was a second round draft pick.
Wait, what?
No. Yeah, here's the
Was he
crazy.
really?
Here's the crazy
I
part
believe.
about that
I want to say
draft.
ready for as you're looking up. I believe he was
No,
like
you're right.
40th overall.
You're right, Derrick Henry. And here's the thing: that season, I thought we were either going to get Zeke Elliott or it would be Jalen Ramsey and then Derrick Henry in the second
Confirmed.
round. The Cowboys could have gotten Jalen Ramsey in the first round and then Derrick Henry in the second.
To be fair, Jonathan Brooks.
be fair.
Jonathan Brooks has been a world beater this year for the Panthers.
Now hold on. I'm not saying anything. Now, Van, the Giants when they took Barkley made a mistake because the Giants suck.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll slow you down.
Mhm.
Yep.
Cowboys have
That's
the
what I'm saying.
content.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they should have went quarterback. Now the quarterbacks in that class weren't. I can't even remember what year it was.
Bijan Robinson's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they didn't
Stud.
land Cousins, my point is they're signing people around them. The Giants didn't have a quarterback. The Falcons made the move to get a quarterback. And I think if they had Penix playing, they'd probably be pretty good,
Close-ish.
relatively
Yeah.
close to where they are now. Barkley's amazing now because he got signed somewhere. Like
Yeah, he's on a real team.
yeah, like the Raiders drafted Josh Jacobs. That didn't work.
Yeah.
The Cowboys drafted Zeke. It didn't work.
It worked for a while.
No, it didn't.
Zeke was
No,
good for a minute.
your brother Simon, he's big on that. He had to,
He's a
put me
Zeke
in
truther.
check. Yeah, he had to put
No,
me in
he's
check.
okay for a while.
Zeke was the leading rusher every single
All
year.
of these guys had amazing stats. For the team's sake, it did not help the teams get to where they wanted to go.
There's that. There's that.
We
Did you make it? When's the last conference championship the Cowboys?
they
were
did
in?
No, they
get
don't
to the
do that.
NFC, but that also was the same year Rodgers made maybe one of the best throws in
Okay,
NFL
right.
playoff history.
Right. No, I get it. Things happen, but like if it's not getting you to the conference championship or the Super Bowl,
I like this energy.
like why do it?
Because put it this way, when you look at the Zeke signing, they won 12 games both years, and we took that for granted because now look at them. Now we can't even.
Sure.
We're not even going to be 500. So we took those 12-win seasons, and it was, we drank the soup with
a lot
Cowboy,
of we here for a loser.
We for a Cowboy fandom.
I got confused.
We drank the soup too much of the haters, and we allowed them to make us forget about the 12 wins and just be upset we weren't getting to NFC Championship game. And then now we blink twice, and we might not even get to 500.
Is haters and truthers the same?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no.
Let's say 2 years, you can have GT first round, or you can draft a Luther Burden, right? Or Taterio McMillan, something like that. Or maybe even a quarterback. Who knows what you do? Or an O-lineman. I don't know. Then instead you sign James Cook after next season. You would feel, that's my point. You sign these running backs, you pay them in their prime, and you just give them the rock. You don't go first round.
That's
with a running back.
that's if Dallas was smart enough to do so.
All right, that's a separate conversation. You're right. You're right.
Jerry specifically. Jerry, the only time he seems to be smart about pulling a trigger is when it comes to young guys that is where he has been a lot better. When it comes, even when he talks about, we can have a big interview after a game. There could be a big interview, and Jerry's like, "Oh, we get to see those young guys out there."
Well, after a game, you mean after a loss?
Either or.
Recently,
but when it comes to college players, that is when the Cowboys typically will get that player that we're all hoping they get. So, seeing that we have good draft picks with a bad season, I'm leaning more towards that way. And if we could get Genty, I want Tess Johnson. There's a lot of guys I want, and I like being in contention for it outside of trading away our 4th round pick for Mingo.
I think you're better off going running back 2nd or 3rd round. Get that difference maker. There's always good wide receivers and running backs late in the draft. I mean, we feel like we broken record. We have this conversation every week.
Sure.
You just wait. Remember the guy from Holy Cross was a Jalen Coker? Like, he's a relative guy, like decent guy in the NFL.
You don't think Genty's different though?
He's playing in the Mountain West. I'm gonna be pessimistic.
He did it versus Oregon. He did it versus Oregon though.
Oregon's defense is a joke.
Oh,
San Diego State kind of shut him down a little bit, even though they got.
Yeah, I mean, you just load the box against him. I mean, he's been running like 4 or 5 yards a carry with 40 touches. I think he's great. Like, this is me trying to help the Cowboys of all things.
Yeah, I see your vision.
Like, I hope you take him.
And Ollie Gordon might be there in the 2nd round.
Oh, Mario Hampton. I mean, I have the list of running backs.
You guys know how I feel about radio, where we just list people's names. But I'll tell you this: if Jerry Jones is going to go on the radio and name college players by names, number one, he's breaking a lot of rules, and number two, that's an idiot move. So, like, if he is talking about the future with his team, that's because he has nothing to talk about his team,
right?
Like, you cannot do what is being claimed that by Cowboy fan that he's doing.
No, he talks about the young guys that are on the roster,
right?
Like that they just drafted.
Because by rule he cannot talk about college players.
Yeah, no, he's not mentioning college players, but he still believes in this roster. Him and Steven Jones, and they're exactly.
Oh God, just stop listening to this liar.
They still believe, but the importance is that if they don't accept that the roster's not good, we can't expect them to go make the desperation moves.
They do accept that. They're lying. Like, that's the whole deal.
So. Yeah, they can't come out and be like, our roster's bad.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we really missed the ball on this one.
But
actually, Cowboy Nation, in retrospect, when I look back on the last 30 years, I was wrong the whole time. I've been horrible. I've been really bad, made some bad decisions, spent my money unwisely. My bad. Sorry, guys.
Here's how he's not
going to say that. He's never going to say that.
He never even apologized for being at rallies and stuff. Like, he's nuts.
Here's why he's not lying, though, because he's acting as if he's backing his words up. He's saying, I believe in this roster. And you look at their last offseason, and clearly he believed in their roster. And you wonder why, but he may have been one of the only people.
Why do you keep referring to the bottom line as roster?
Well, what do you mean?
That's what he believed in. Business. Like, he believed in not spending more money because he knew this thing was going to tank, and it would be even easier to get rid of money. Like, he's not going to end up like New Orleans, where they're, what did we say, 80 million in the hole? Is that what they are?
Yeah, their caps. It's out of control.
They got a chance next year. Next year, they'll be set up for success because they knew this one was a tank job.
And you make a great point. But the problem with that is with the Cowboy fans and the Cowboys players recognizing the age of Jerry Jones, we're not expecting him to be playing the long game. We want him to go and try to make that Hail Mary and get that last Super Bowl.
Well, hold on, though, because you're talking about playing the sports game. We're talking about playing the money game.
And that's the problem.
He's winning the money game every single year. No one's ever beat him.
This year,
he's undefeated in money.
He's going to suffer this year.
Yeah, until he makes HBO make another mid-season documentary of his team and sells more McMuffins at his McDonald's franchises in the greater Dallas-Fort Worth area.
So you think if they just win the Super Bowl, it just kind of ruins all this built-up momentum and then he makes less money?
There's a stat that says anyone who wins the championship sells, is it 20 or 25% more in revenue the following year?
Correct. Okay.
The Dodgers will have an extra $130 million to spend on payroll next year.
So then he better spend that money in free agency.
Well, that's not how it works in football. There's a cap.
No, he wants.
He's going to make a bigger parking lot in a hotel. There's going to be a cowboy themed hotel across the street. That's what he's going to invest.
What he's going to do is create Jones Land, where all these weird zealot fans can come and just just pleasure themselves to his idols. Oh. That's his vision. You can go there and be like, listen, you're no Daisy. You're no Daisy at all. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. All right, welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. Van, we are 30 seconds away. We are 10 seconds away from an update of tonight's game, which is Trump versus Harris.
Yeah.
All right, the countdown is here. Jared Gay is with us. Jared, welcome back.
Thank you. I really wish, excuse me,
all right, here's our update,
that they would just release this all at once.
No, you're an idiot.
Midnight, bang.
All right, Florida.
This is must-see TV. This is fun.
Donald Trump got Florida. So that's 30 points.
Is that as projected?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He got Tennessee. That's 11 points. And he got Missouri 10 points. So right now, Donald Trump
is hot from 3. He's making it rain.
He's pulling away. Alabama, 9 points to Donald Trump.
The old pull-away method.
Smart. Super smart.
No, there were way too many cousins voting for Alabama.
Oklahoma, 7 points. Now, here's the comeback, though, from Harris. Massachusetts, 11. Dunk it. Put it in the mix, boys. Maryland, Mary's land.
Oh, the land of Mary.
10 points. The District of Columbia, DOC. That's where AOC lives.
Wild that
3
Washington,
points.
DC has their own electoral votes.
I got a
I'm-
big update for you boys.
All right, give it to me.
Ohio, out of nowhere,
Too close to call.
could be turning blue.
Stop.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
It's
22%.
It's a 70,000 vote lead for Harris right now.
70,000 votes with 22%.
What is the
And I would
70,000?
like-
I'm not looking at what is the total vote count right now.
it's
676,000 to 600,000.
Okay.
And right now it's currently Donald Trump out in front, 90 to 27. And Van, give us an update down the stretch on some of these key races.
Okay, the two big ones that are up in the air.
All right.
No one expected Ohio. This could be huge, but also Harris in the lead in swing state North Carolina.
And currently in the lead in Pennsylvania.
On my screen, Texas just popped up blue.
Currently in the lead in Texas, but give that time.
Give that time.
Give that time.
Yeah, give that time.
That's too early to call.
Yeah, and not win in Texas.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
But whoa, buddy.
Yeah. We are 4 years away from Texas being blue.
And friends of the show out there joining us, partying this, and this, epic sporting event only happens every 4 years.
Yeah.
It's like the Olympics for dorks. Let me tell you, rural areas, smaller counties, less populous
They
counties,
report first.
They report first.
Yes.
So these huge metropolises that usually lean blue will be the last to report.
Correct.
So don't freak out if they add a bunch of votes at the very end.
Donald Trump just secured South Carolina.
Harris is dominating Ohio right now.
It's wild.
Donald Trump now 5 more points, boys. He's up to 95. 5 more points over Harris's 35. So that's a 60-point lead, but we're still in the first quarter. 60-point lead in the first quarter.
3 more % reporting from Ohio. Harris up 140,000.
What is going on here?
And as Jared said, we got that 54 burger coming from Cali soon, which I think is a good reference. I think Cali's the equivalent
Hold
to a
on.
54 ball.
What now? This is classic Dallas Cowboys right here. What are you doing looking in the fourth quarter? We're being the game right now.
Yeah, this is the West Coast.
Hey,
Because when you know you're getting 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, you can kind of look forward to it.
If you know it's coming no matter what.
oh damn! All right, I didn't mean to cuss. I'm sorry. All right, so
Is that a cuss word?
not on this show.
No.
So Texas is up 40,000 to the blue team right now.
I don't think that's going to stick.
I'm
be wrong.
I'm reading what Isaiah is reading.
I thought Georgia was impossible last election too, and that happened. So,
Oh, this is wild.
oh man,
It's as good as it gets.
wait till Georgia flips, like right around midnight
Georgia.
when all those Atlanta votes come in.
Hey, because Isaiah, you know.
That's when red hats are going to be like,
Yeah.
it's collusion. It's fake votes. Look, they all came in at midnight.
Isaiah, what?
Because Atlanta has 5 million people.
Isaiah,
Show
what
up.
do you call it? You call it Atlanta people time? Is that what you call it?
Yes, ATL time. ATL time.
You're so funny.
So
4
the
p.m. time.
percentage of when I'm looking at the map, the percentage of reporting,
Yeah.
that isn't like when it says Ohio 26% reporting.
Yeah.
That
Not
is-
population
that means-
density.
74% of the
Yeah.
votes have yet to be counted.
So I'll give you an example.
Well, here it says like Vermont.
Yeah.
Kamala won Vermont.
Correct.
This says 21% reporting.
Yes, but the gap is so significant.
Right.
With the ratio of
Yeah, with votes returned. So I'll give you an example. Wisconsin has 1,800 polling locations.
Okay.
So that percent of reporting is based off that number of locations, not population density. Therefore,
Yeah.
the total number of votes are weighted towards the bigger population density areas,
Correct.
and they don't report till last.
Okay, yeah, no, I
Yeah.
get that. Okay. I was just wondering how when it says a low reporting number, how they can just give it to somebody.
Because it's
But-
such a wide margin.
Yeah.
I mean, Vermont's like it was a 30,000 different in vote count.
There's not a lot of people there.
Not a lot of people for not.
But that's only a
Lot of-
21% reporting. Aren't you assuming that there's now
Yeah, but even if it maintains that current ratio, which is wherever you said it was, like,
It's 68-28.
yeah, red cannot catch up.
Yeah. There's no way.
If-
Same,
that just seems weird when there's like 80% left. to
same
vote.
thing in Oklahoma. Is 1% reporting, and they're already giving Oklahoma to Donald Trump.
Well, yeah, because it was it
Yeah.
OKC.
Yep. Same thing.
yeah,
And Vermont is the Oklahoma of the North.
Gotcha.
if Harris was able, another sports reference, if Harris was able to pull Texas and Ohio, that's like the Yankees getting Freddie Freeman right in the middle of the series.
It doesn't need Texas. Ohio and Pennsylvania is
Hey,
all she needs.
What you need to do is shut up.
Also, Texas would be amazing. I'm not saying that, but
Texas will not happen.
it won't happen.
Mm.
If it does, it's the biggest upset in political history.
That's why I said Freeman going to the Yankees middle of the series.
It's the same thing happened last year. Texas was blue for like so long, and then you throw in like two of the cities.
As close as it's ever been.
Yeah.
Last year?
Yeah. That's the closest Texas
Right.
ever
No, that's what I'm saying. It was blue for a long time. People were like, what is going on?
I lived there when Ann Richards was the governor.
Nice.
And she's like a Republican that believed in schools and healthcare, but she was Democrat.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. It was kind of always Republican, but they were just part of the Democratic Party. They used to kind of run Republicans against each other. One of them just happened to be on the blue ticket.
And a woman.
Yeah. Which is wild.
Name one city in Vermont. Go. I can do one.
I got one.
Just
the capital.
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
Let me try to guess the home. What's the capital? Shoot.
I got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Is it? Is Dover? No, it's not Dover.
Nope.
It's very French sounding, if that helps.
I don't know. Tell me.
Mount
Bonjour.
Montpellier.
Montpellier.
That's the capital?
That's the capital.
No, I'm going to recount on that one.
All right, I got a fantasy question. You ready?
Okay.
I'm sitting in a advantageous position. This weekend, I have Joe Flacco versus Buffalo.
I'm waiting for the advantageous part.
Drake May versus Chicago. Bryce Young versus the Giants. And Russell Wilson versus the Washington Guardians. Of those four, I can play two. Also, I'm going to pick up Cooper Rush.
Drake May and Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson and Cooper Rush. And pick up Johnny Mingo.
I'm getting Johnny Mingo star.
The wraparound points. He's immediately WR2.
Johnny Mingo star?
No, he's not. Are we assuming CeeDee Lamb is out?
Does he? Hey, do they cut Ezekiel Elliott so he can wear number 15?
Ooh,
that's a cool move.
Mingo?
Yeah.
No. But hey, since we're talking receivers.
All right, we are.
If you need one this week.
I don't, but go ahead.
I do in one of my leagues.
Quentin Johnson for the Chargers. He's back.
Herbert looks like Herbert recently, too. That's pretty sweet.
No, he's looking like he's not Herbert because he's playing well.
Update. Breaking news. Election alert. Rhode Island has gone to Kamala Harris. That's four more electoral votes.
Yeah, and Donald Trump right now is LeBron in the finals hawking down Kamala in Texas.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Yeah,
don't you worry.
Yeah, it's only 30,000 at this point for Donald Trump on top of Harris. Jared?
I mean, for Mingo, are you really that optimistic, or are you just?
No, I'm trolling you.
Well,
idiots.
no. Hey, I want to know because these are questions that the people are dealing with.
Yeah.
Who?
I do like Quentin Johnson a lot.
Yeah. So
I hate that I let Texas tease me just now. Go ahead. Not you, Dallas.
No, Quentin Johnson. I like that. I honestly think what Nick Westbrook-Akine for the Tennessee Titans isn't awful either. He scored in 4 straight weeks. Also, Andre Yusevas for the Bengals. If T. Higgins is out, he's not bad either. And then Mike Gesicki, if you need a tight end. When Higgins is out, the guy has a huge target share.
He plays for the Steelers?
Mike Gesicki plays for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay, got it.
Sorry. That's probably who you're looking for. And I anticipate Higgins to be out this week. That game should be a good game. Burrow against Lamar on Thursday night. It's about time we got a good Thursday night game.
Right.
They've just been the primetime games have just been super disappointing.
All right, hold on. Key race alert, boys. Key race alert.
So after Quentin Johnson, where are you ranking Xavier Leggett and Demario Douglas? Because I got eyes on both of those dudes. Just for like a 1-week band-aid, not for like rest of the season.
Well, I think rest of the season, I mean, Leggett's probably right there. I mean, you probably give me Leggett over Quentin Johnson, to be honest. If he's available, Johnson's got competition. Mingo and Deontay Johnson are gone from Carolina. So, no, I appreciate you bringing up Xavier Leggett for the Panthers.
He's
who Mingo was supposed to be.
He's like Swamp Cajun DK Metcalf.
I love him. He's awesome. How he talks.
It's beautiful.
Oh, he's amazing.
It's a whole new language.
He knew about Montpellier. Bobby Boucher.
Who else did you say besides Leggett? Oh, Demario Douglas?
Yeah.
I like Douglas too.
7 catches last week. Is that right?
I believe so. Yeah, let me look. But no, I like. And of course, these guys may
Sorry,
not be.
he's South Carolina, not Louisiana.
Stand up.
Nope, not that one either.
I was really trying that.
Douglas 9 targets last week. Tennessee's got good defense. I really like. What's your guys' opinion on Drake May?
Stud.
Just as an NFL player, not even fantasy.
Future first team, everything all the time.
Dude, he's running too.
Even with that awful roster, he looks good. I thought he was going to struggle.
It's like what Josh Allen does with the bad roster. Like, you're competitive, you're running, you're slinging it. If you get him in, like, that's the Patriots will go. I mean, Travis Hunter very well could end up being on the Patriots, or a wide receiver. If they don't go wide receiver or Travis Hunter first round, you're doing that guy a disservice.
Travis Hunter is going to be like Shohei Ohtani.
Do you really think he's gonna play both sides of the ball?
Yes.
Yes.
They're gonna sell so many jerseys. Whoever gets him.
Yeah.
You think
he's gonna new Deion Sanders?
He'll play. The most will be part time one way.
They'll put number 2 on his chest. It'll be super cool.
Full time corner and then part time wide receiver.
I can get behind that.
And special teamy, returnee, gadgety,
all of it.
All those
Keep
things.
him off that. He's just gonna get hurt, but I know they'll probably do it.
Yeah, he's definitely going to go on somebody's punt return.
And the Patriots need that. They need someone like that just to make them.
The Patriots are not going to be able to draft him. They're going to win too many games.
They lost to the Titans. They should have the first or second pick right now.
Yeah, they'll have one of the first.
Yeah, they're projected. I want to say maybe first after the Titans beat them. Panthers 1 too. Seriously, I don't think is there a 1-win team in football?
I don't think there is.
So you're looking at like 7 or 8 teams.
Jaguars, Browns, Raiders. That's where you want them to go because you relive Charles Woodson stuff. Patriots.
New England, Jacksonville, New Orleans, Carolina, Cleveland, Vegas, Giants.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's going to be very up in the air. Giants will go quarterback. Jaguars won't.
7 teams are 2-7. That's weird.
This league sucks. I saw it last night on Monday Night Football when the NFL wouldn't let the Chiefs lose. Do you think they fixed the coin toss? I'm not trying to be that guy, but
what do you mean?
I mean, you saw Baker Mayfield's reaction.
I mean,
to the coin toss. It's like a double-headed sided coin, right?
Just like slide.
Oh, they want the Chiefs to go undefeated and win the 3rd Super Bowl. The only chance really is, I think, the Chargers, if they can score, have a chance because really good defense. But Herbert's not him. And then they play the Bills and Josh Allen in 2 or 3 weeks. That will be probably the best chance. I should look at the rest of the Chiefs schedule.
There's no one outside the Bills. The Bills are it.
And it's going to be some down to the wire
Chargers
garbage.
Or something.
Yeah, it's
divisional.
No, I mean the Bills game will come down to the last second.
Oh, and they'll lose.
Yeah,
it'll be a miss kicked by whoever.
Oh, that's next week.
Yeah, and that's it. It's kind of over after that.
So Panthers, Raiders, Chargers, Browns, Texans, Steelers have a chance.
No,
the Steelers defense. And I think by then Russell Wilson. It is in Pittsburgh, and then the Broncos aren't awful. But you're right.
Home.
It's the Bills. Are the Bills owners favored?
Well, the Chiefs are favored.
Chiefs by 1 on the road.
Duh.
Well, they would. They'll make the Bills the favorites, and then the Chiefs will win because that's how it works.
And the Bills at home.
Yeah,
you got to give it to them.
All right. Here's what we have to do. We have to go to break.
Go.
So that the next time we go to break, we'll be coming back at the bottom of the hour.
Love it.
Where we have some sweet election updates for the biggest game in the history of this country tonight, Harris versus Trump. Georgia right now favoring Donald Trump.
And remember, Atlanta has not reported yet.
Atlanta is primarily blue, right?
It's as blue as it gets in the South.
In the cities. It's so tough down there. Ugh. Also, we won't be able to give you New Mexico updates because we'll be off the air at 7:00. But you can get them at the Secretary of State's website.
I think we already know.
No, I mean, there's you can go down the ticket. There's stuff. Every seat in the House and Senate is up for grabs this year.
We don't care about that, right?
What?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
They all matter. It all matters. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. We did not talk the NBA today. We will not talk baseball. We talked a little bit about the NFL trade deadline, fantasy football. But the biggest game of the night is Harris versus Trump. We're updating you regularly throughout. Jared Gay is with us. Jared, welcome back.
Thank you.
Worst camera angle of all time.
Is that bad right there? How's that?
Join us on the live stream at TalkABQ on our social media outlets where you can come see your boys. Thank you for taking the time with us. We know it's a big night, not just in the history of this country, but for Jared Gay because he's never been in the studio before.
Yeah, this is great. I love it.
Cool.
Isaiah likes it when we're here too because he thinks the audio quality is better.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Not a fact. The audio quality is best when you hear people laughing and enjoying the show at Sadie's.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we need our sports animal audible of the day.
Oh, we do, don't we?
Okay, that's what we need.
Okay.
We need our sports animal audible of the day. That way, tomorrow morning on the opening drive, like the peoples can go into the prize closet. That's the move.
I think I got a good one, Freddie.
Is it
Ohio?
Is it 270? Like, what do you think it is?
It's a sports term.
All right.
And a political term.
Oh, let's go.
Jared's familiar with this.
And
we're very familiar with this. Swing. For the
that's a
swing states.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Swing will be the sports
Swing
animal.
is the sports animal audible of the day. I thought you were going to say race, which I thought was equally good. It's a sports term.
I voted Ohio.
That's wild. If this holds up, that's wild.
If Isaiah voted in Ohio, that explains why Harris is doing so well. Wait, hold up. Isaiah doesn't talk about it on air. He's not as liberal as you and I are about sharing.
He's bombarded by KKOB callers. He thinks that's real life.
It's hard to unwash the brain. Real hard. How do I vote for Harris? She's not from Illinois.
There's you can be crowded too much sometimes, and sometimes you can be persuaded. So there's some good callers and bad callers over there on KKOB.
Correct. None of them are your friends. Let's be very clear about that.
Remember that one. Ohio now only 14,000 votes apart.
Getting close. This whole thing's coming down. Harris way out in front in Pennsylvania right now. We'll see how that maintains. Way out in front in New Jersey.
North Carolina's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Pretty comfortable lead in North Carolina with all the cities yet to report.
Early lead for Harris in Michigan as well, so we will see on that. Jared Gay is with us. We're talking the world of fantasy. No running backs available on the waiver wire. Is that
I mean, have you looked at them?
They're bad.
This was like the same thing last week. Jaylen Warren for the Steelers
sucks.
I mean, these are all the first three guys I got on my list: Jaylen Warren, Tyler Algier, and Ray Davis. If you're in a pinch, you could run with those guys.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with Algier. He gets enough work.
They're just touchdown dependent, though.
Yeah,
right?
They're playing the Saints. They will win that game handedly. So he'll definitely get the ball. And Ray Davis.
Now hold on. Saints are about to have a new coach.
I forgot that he got fired. You're right.
Teams do so good when they have a new coach.
You forgot who the quarterback is, though. So they don't stand a chance.
Taysom Hill if they're smart.
I wish they should have done that years ago.
Sure.
You paid the guy to be a quarterback, and you have him just playing tight end. It's bizarre. I'm also good with Ray Davis. I need a little help here, tight end wise, guys.
Okay. I on my bench have Cotton and Hawkinson. And Kelsey's in my lineup.
Dude, it's Otten. Can you put one in your flex? Who's in your flex?
James Cook.
Cook over any of those guys.
Yeah, who are your other running backs?
Harris, Henry, and Hall.
Yep.
You got a great team.
That's your lineup.
I'm probably playing Otten over Kelsey.
Oh, did you forget on my bench where I have Brian Robinson Jr. and Raheem Mostert?
I
have every running back in the league.
Yeah, seriously, you do.
That's my move.
If Mike Evans is not back, I'd play Otten over Kelsey.
Dang, poor Travis.
Dude,
and I got Hopkins too, so it's like I'm that dude.
What place are you?
Kelsey started off slow, but he's got like the third highest target share.
Yeah, it's a lot. Otten is just like the only target.
Yeah, he's the only one.
And I don't think Evans will play this week.
No, he will not be back until the 20 whatever.
So I'd play Otten over Kelsey. I mean, we're pinching pennies. You have a very good team.
I'm tied for first.
Right.
Over Van.
That's his 0 QB league.
No, I have 4. You heard about him earlier.
Yeah, what are we talking about? He's got Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Not Booty.
Drake May.
Midnight's coming for Russell Wilson.
That's a good Tombstone reference that no one else got except for me. And I want to tell you that I appreciate the callback.
You're welcome.
And I appreciate the effort. And I appreciate that our Sports Animal Audible today is what, Van?
Swing.
Swing. So if you tune into the opening drive tomorrow.
Because we're watching the swing states all night.
And we're going to swing.
Jared Gay swings for the fences and drops bombs.
I was just about to say swing for the fences, but in fantasy. This is a week if you're in the middle of the pack.
And the trade deadline is next week.
Yes. Swing for the fences. Send some crazy offers. Like I have a team. You know if your team's going to win. You heard Fred just rattle off his players, and it sounded like he just picked the top 5 guys in the league because somehow they're all on this team.
Let's go.
He knows his team is going to be in the championship, bearing a crazy setback or injury or just a bad week. You have a fantastic team. You know your team, and you say, can this team win me a championship? You have to have that knowledge. If you say no, you got to make a move. I pulled back on a trade. It was going to be Jaden Reed and Ramondre Stevenson. So Packers wide receiver, Patriots running back for Marvin Harrison Jr. I almost did it.
It's a good one.
I bailed. Harrison scored about like 5 points. Stevenson scored 22 and Reed scored 16.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought Harrison had that crazy upside.
Sure.
You got to get the guys who you think who can win the league.
Mm-hmm.
Malik Neighbors, Justin Jefferson, those guys. So you go for the really, really high scores, make an offer that your person can't refuse, give up a lot, but you need that one player who can just blow up. If your team doesn't have not literally blow up, but just have a great game. So if you know your team is right in the middle, it's time to make a move. If you can be like, if I know I'm gonna finish 4th but I didn't make that move, that's a harder thing to just taking the shot and finishing 7th or 6th.
Right.
If you don't win, who cares? Nobody cares about people who finish in 2nd. No one cares about the New York Yankees because they came in 2nd. It's all about winning.
I like that sentence.
You got to go. Yeah, and I'm a diehard Yankee fan. The Bills constantly coming up short. The Cowboys coming up short. At the end of the day, no one cares. They care about what team wins. So you need to go for it. And maybe if that running back for Boise is the answer, say, if that's the Cowboys going for it, then, make the move. So same thing is applicable in fantasy.
When we get back from the break, we are 95 seconds away from a big poll update, man.
Ohio's shifting on us, boys.
Well, that's why we're tuned in for the tennis match.
It's exciting.
Yeah. It's 2 Men On. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. All right, we got some updates, man. So I am on CNN. What are you on?
I'm on AP.
All right, so we got a couple here. What is the total right now for you?
1 second. Let me go back to the map.
I have 101 to 49.
I also have 101 to 49.
All right, I do not. I have 105 to 27. So you guys are probably counting like Illinois and stuff.
No, Illinois is not.
No,
It's
not
not
yet.
registered for this one. It's
Connecticut, Massachusetts,
Okay,
Maryland,
I don't have the New England ones
New
yet.
Jersey, Rhode Island, and Vermont. And then for Trump, West Virginia, Tennessee,
Mountain Mama,
South Carolina, home of Xavier Leggett,
nice.
Oklahoma,
All right, I have it in front of me.
Mississippi,
Yep.
Kentucky, Indiana. Here's your big one, Florida, Arkansas, and Alabama. Not a lot of surprises.
No, not yet.
Either side. Like,
North
no
Carolina, very close. Ohio, very close, both favoring Donald Trump.
Now, on mine, and this is wild,
Okay.
only 14% of votes have been counted in North Carolina. Trump is ahead. by
20 votes.
14
Yeah.
votes. This is nuts.
What a crazy day. What a crazy
So
day.
okay, so again, I know I mentioned it earlier. Oklahoma
Duh.
already given to Trump.
Yeah.
21% reporting. He's only up 103,000.
Yes.
That's the same amount of literate people in Oklahoma. So they've already voted. The state's done.
You're telling me there's not another 100,000 people
No. So in the tough one with Oklahoma, not to make fun of Oklahoma has
one poll.
They have college graduates in Oklahoma. Everything in Oklahoma State. I don't know what else I'm missing there. That's all.
Tulsa.
Yes. What's Oral Roberts? Or is that
Whoa.
is that in Tulane?
Hershiser. Oral
No,
Hershiser.
yeah, Oral Roberts.
No, Redenbacher.
Close enough. All of these individuals that traditionally, after a certain level of education, vote Democratic, they all end up in the world of agriculture, and they need to be paid to not farm. Therefore, they vote Republican.
Oh, you vote for your own personal interest.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because not big pharma, big farming is a huge scam at me. And I'll tell you why you're wrong if you think otherwise.
You're wrong. Tell me.
Cash crops are subsidized by this United States of America,
yes,
so that individuals will not lower the price economically for things like soybeans, which create what? Soy sauce. Therefore, you're encouraged to create crap crops like feed corn for cows so that they can trade it to China to feed all of their animals.
Correct.
And then we allegedly are going to turn around and put in weird tariffs on all the goods brought over by them. That makes zero sense. Is our number one export from states that surround the Mississippi River is grain going to that country. It's a wild concept. I didn't mean to yell.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Socialism for me, but not for thee.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have healthcare, poor people.
You
can't have education, poor people.
You help my business with government funds. That's awesome.
Raise these crops.
You help that individual with government funds. They are the worst.
Zay, I started a rally. You need to get in here.
Oh God.
Well, once they get going, it's like a freight train.
It's just so wild because I'm so overly educated in all this stuff, but I'm here on the sports channel.
You can go next door if you want.
They don't have me anymore. Not since the infamous.
He had to start his own radio show, a sports show, to be able to talk politics.
Well, there was an incident over on KKLB.
I didn't know about this. I'd love to.
Well, you don't know about it because I did a dumb thing one time. I said 505-243-3333. Tell me why you're mad. I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the end of my run over on KKOB.
That was episode 1.
It was real close.
He goes, I'm Fred Slow, and here's my phone number.
Yeah.
Our friends at AT&T weren't very happy with the barrage of phone calls that came in immediately.
Yeah. Here was the real issue when I was at KKOB. A guy called. This is after COVID. This is how long ago I got exercised. He said, hey, a nurse at a Trauma One hospital in Winslow, Arizona, told me COVID. First of all, there's no hospital in Winslow, Arizona. Like, what is this lie?
Yeah, it's a
You're
tent.
You're just lying.
Right.
No one's flying a helicopter there to help car crash victims as they're making their way to Meteor Crater. Oh my gosh.
You're not wrong.
I get so fired up, dude.
This room got like 5 degrees hotter.
I know.
Is it my computer or the rant?
It's me.
Part of it.
Donald Trump out in front, 101-71.
Oh.
In front of Kamala Harris.
I have 101 to 52.
Yeah,
right?
I wonder where that 71's coming.
I'm on the
Illinois.
70.
Illinois.
Look at the TV. What's he got? 105 to 27?
Yes, that is the
Illinois just called.
So on this AP, it is putting in the projections or just what's closed.
Dark blue is
What's
closed.
It's
No,
closed.
I get that.
Yeah. Only closed.
Well, when you said Illinois, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, they're still not closing this, and now I have 71.
What state? What state is that?
Illinois.
Okay, so it would be Illinois. Yeah, okay, mine just went to 7.
And what will end up happening soonish is New York will start to check in. That'll be a big one.
Yeah.
If we're using directionals, that'll be a big one left-wise. Maine will go partially left, partially
I
right.
think that'll split even.
I agree. Virginia will more than likely go left, but it looks pretty tight right now. North Carolina is leaning right now. So both of those,
Trump taking Virginia would be a big deal.
that'd be a surprise.
Yeah.
That would be a surprise.
40% of votes counted. Trump is up 7,000 in Virginia.
Just crazy. Fairfax County is the big one there. That's the big one. That's where it'll be a 75-25 difference.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a huge upset. I don't anticipate it staying that way.
Kind of a big deal in the world of this world, though. So those are your big updates at the bottom of the hour, which, again, we're not supposed to say. All right. Continuing down our world, the kicker for the Vikings, Will Reichard, he on the IR.
No, he should be a free agent after he missed multiple kicks.
Mhm.
He's terrible.
He wasn't up until then. John Riker, IR'd. So they're going to bring in John Parker Romo. First of all, serial killer name.
Yeah.
I just don't want to trust a ton of kickers, but they get so many points now.
I'm so glad of all the things that we were right about. The kickers thing was weird. Everyone was so good in the beginning. Then teams started to figure it out. We saw touchdowns. Nobody in fantasy wants a kicker to get points. That's why we play in leagues without kickers or without defenses. So it's been a good season. A lot of touchdowns. Did you guys see the Barkley play? Did you talk about that already?
Yeah,
We
yesterday.
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Play
I
of
want-
the year so far.
Well, okay. Well,
Wow.
that second behind Tyler Bass's 61-yard field goal. I'm sure Jake hit you with that yesterday.
Nope. Barkley all the way. Not even close.
Zach Moss out for the year.
Who?
Zach
No, I'm
Moss.
kidding. I'm kidding. He a former Bill. So
Norv Turner signing with the Raiders. He's not a player.
how old is Norv Turner?
Hey, old enough to know better to go to the Raiders.
Hey, money talks.
Oh, for sure.
Going back to the Raiders. Didn't he coach the Raiders? Am I making that
I
up?
don't think so.
I think he did.
Norv Turner's coached as many NFL teams as Derek Carr has lost to.
That's
I
30.
think it's
all
the
of
same
them.
number, 31. Oh, now he's got the Raiders. That's everyone.
Pulling it up right now. Norv Turner. I'm going to the Wikipedia because I didn't have this in front of me.
He's got to be 70.
He coached the Oakland Raiders following the 2003 season. He did it at 2004, 2005, 2006. There you go.
How old
Was
is
he in Oakland and Los Angeles? Does he have like the 3-pack of all the
I
Raiders
don't know
teams?
the years on that stuff, dude.
He's probably like a ball boy in the 70s for the Los Angeles Raiders.
Norv Turner is 72.
Oh my! Dude, just go hit the links.
Retire, man.
These guys are, football's a drug to these dudes.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, look at Coach Pop. They're managing his minutes as a coach. They're load managing their coach on the road.
Thought we were doing no basketball.
No,
I'm kidding.
Just coach talk.
Oh, okay.
Coach talk.
By the way, Doc Rivers needs to be canned.
All right. Well, I mean, what are you doing? It's early in the season. Like, they haven't gelled yet. There's a lot going on.
He was bad last year.
Well, I mean, he's not like a leader of men.
A team with Giannis shouldn't be 1-6.
Well, he's not playing. You think he's traded? He was traded.
He wasn't playing with our
eventually.
reporter.
If they don't turn it around fast, you have to, right?
No, he doesn't get traded. Who's gonna what?
Yeah,
he already got your franchise.
Who can afford that?
They got it.
Every team
Bucks a championship. Like,
yeah, he already did it.
Him.
Yeah, he already did his job. Go get 19 first-round picks because you can trade into 2045 in basketball.
That's a good point.
That's
I think
ridiculous, by the way.
That position-wise, the only other guy that's as good is the dude in Philadelphia, and he hurt all the time. So we could do trade him for a dude who's hurt all the time?
Hey, the 76ers are playing 4D chess with the NBA right now. With Joel Embiid.
You're up to speed on this?
Resting him when he wasn't hurt, and then having him push a reporter to get him 3 more games when the NBA started investigating whether he's really injured or not, and he pushes a reporter.
Wait, so the investigation was if he was hurt? Yeah. I thought the investigation was about him pushing the reporter.
No, the investigation was if they were like not playing him while he was healthy. And then he goes and pushes a reporter and gets 3 more games off.
Why can't you have a healthy and active? Like, if
it's
no, I get it.
This is the first year.
No, I know. Yeah. So, but like, if Embiid
game
is healthy, and they're just like, you're just not going to play yet.
Yeah.
How's that no different than a healthy scratch?
Well,
in football?
for the NBA, what it is the fan that pays the ticket to see him,
right?
Because they're defrauding like the fan in attendance. So they end up.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Well, you're not wrong on that.
I'm sorry. I get it.
Well, and they did what they thought was best to like prevent this, right? So they were like, is it 65 games? Is that right? Yeah. So the minimum is 65 games to be in contention for this of the year, whatever awards. He's never going to win an MVP again. He's never going to be an all-team thing again.
No, I don't think he cares.
That's what I'm saying. And the NBA thought, and I'm Freddie Money when I talk about this stuff. NBA player, NFL player, Major League Baseball player, they know who the best players are out there. They don't care.
No, not at all.
They care about paychecks. The sentence ends there.
And of course, I think trying to win a championship.
Oh yeah, sponsor checks. You're right. Paychecks and sponsor checks.
Let me get there. If Embiid did not play the whole season until the playoffs, they might make it, and then just plays.
There's a rare, pick of the litter though that do care about who's the best, and like you could put Ant in that book. Like Anthony Edwards, he really cares about the money, but he also wants to be the best in the league. Now the thing is those guys stand out because it's rare, because nowadays it has become all about the money. I mean, it's always been about the money, but now that the numbers are starting to get so high, like everyone wants their big chunk paycheck. But
highest paid player in the league,
the NBA.
Yeah, do you guys know? In the association? I do.
Let me guess.
I don't think it's LeBron.
It's not LeBron.
All right.
Hey, I don't think he's in the top 10.
I think I do know this.
All right.
Hold on. Is it
Jaylen Brown?
He's number 2.
Is it Harden?
Jason Tatum.
I thought so.
They're paying the number 1 and 2.
Yeah. Nikola, Bradley Beal. Hey, first of all, Jason Tatum and Bradley Beal, let's represent St. Louis right now in the top 4.
Beal's? Oh, that's
what I'm saying.
That's brutal.
Tyler Halliburton?
Tyrese.
Anthony Edwards.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we were correct. Yeah, it's okay.
Anthony Edwards is 5th in money.
That's actually bizarre. Already.
$244 million at $48 million a year, and that's why he claims he cares about legacy, because he's already got the bag.
No, Zay, I think going back to that. The last 10 years is where it really became less of a thing. Guys, yes, there is totally a handful who care about being the best, but 10 years ago, every single guy did.
Yeah,
and you get these max contracts in basketball are the dumbest contracts I've ever seen.
What do you mean? Because the 100th highest paid player makes $77 million at an average of $19 million a year, and it's Malik Monk.
Well, you want to know what ruined it, Jared? I specify it strictly to this. It was 2 things. It was LeBron and Kevin Durant together, and the reason that is because LeBron, of course, was being LeBron, and you were trying to make that next who's the best in the league comparison, and then Kevin Durant, as he's saying now, was one of the first guys to be like, I don't really care about being the best. I just want to win championships.
Right.
So like once Kevin Durant pretty much gave up on trying to be better than LeBron, I feel like that's what started this trend of like the best players not caring about being the best.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's nice in a sense because then maybe they'll just go out there and play and try to win. But now these guys are like, well, it's game 10. I need to be healthy. I'm just going to sit. So it's weird. It sucks, but playoff NBA basketball, I think, is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, conference and NBA finals, the other rounds are a joke.
Yeah, and that's why people are starting to care a lot more about college, and they find college more fun to watch.
I totally agree.
If you're into NIL.
Yeah, that's ruining it too.
Yeah, it's coming.
Oh, gosh, guys, I can't believe that things today aren't the exact way they were when you guys were kids and fell in love with them. That's crazy.
But it got worse, though.
No, I'm good with it. Like, I'm good with the process of it. I totally think someone should be able to make X amount of dollars based on their name and for what they're doing. You're putting your body at risk. But this is expected. It's brand new. You're maxing out, going to the extreme on what it's capable of. It's just it kind of ruins it. It will get fixed.
Yeah, and it's also, if you think even long before any of us were alive, I mean, it still was a thing for the greatest to want to be the greatest. You know, before MJ was super competitive, I know he may have made it super popular to be just a psycho about wanting to be the best, but there was always just the testosterone and the pride and the masculinity that would make you want to be the best of your sport. And now it's starting to go away because of money.
Being the highest paid is more important than being the best.
Ask Bradley Beal.
I totally agree with that.
Legendary bag getter Bradley Beal.
And that's why it's ruined, because it didn't used to be that way. It used to be usually the best got paid as the best, but now it's all about timing.
Zach LaVine.
Bill's a
43 milli.
Bill's a thief.
Yo. Lauri Markkanen. No offense, my dude, but 42 milli a year.
Yo, give me Markkanen over Bradley Beal.
I was gonna say he's a baller.
Yeah.
He's better.
Hey, I'm also a New Mexican. I'm also a fan of Pascal Siakam. 47 million a year.
He hasn't. Is he even active? I'm pretty sure he's been hurt, but
none of it. All right. Hey, I'm not going to be the guy that's going to go to break. I'm just like dropping a name. Emmanuel Quickly makes $32 million a year.
Is it Quickly or Quigley?
I think it's Quickly.
Okay. I'm getting confused with someone else. Yeah, nice name drop. Toronto Raptors, right? How much did he make?
Jamal Murray. How old is he? 22?
Murray's probably 26 or 27 now.
He might be 28.
Yeah, he's old. Well, sorry.
Well, I think at that age he signed up. Let's go to break before we get that call, Isaiah. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Channel. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On. Jared Gay's been with us all second half of the show. Jared, thank you.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
You're good at this for a guy who only does it as a hobby.
Sure.
Is this a job offer?
What? You already have the job. Just Tuesdays, though.
And only for some of the show. There's only so much we can do.
Yeah,
here.
the 3 hours is too much.
Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, all too early to call. Trump currently sitting in front, 105 to 27, according to CNN's electoral map.
Come on.
AP's got 101.71. Trump leading in Ohio by 120,000.
Ohio!
45% of votes counted. Trump leading in North Carolina by a wide margin, over 170,000. Pulling away in North Carolina. In Georgia, Trump is up 170,000.
Georgia.
But Pennsylvania, that's the big one.
That's the big one. So updates to come throughout the night, but it won't be from us as we are off the air at 7 o'clock. This is no punchline. If you're listening to your radio tonight, I encourage you. Like, I know the coaches show's right after us. If you love the Lobos, go be a part of that. I'm not telling you not to. I'm going to tell you they lost to Wyoming over the weekend. I would love for Mendenhall to come on and say this is why we lost, but that's not how this stuff works. Go over to KKOB, get all your real-time updates. Is Strauss over there right now? I can't see him there.
He is.
He's going to say some crazy stuff.
Oh, very. And it's going to be so entertaining.
It's going to be the most entertaining thing you've ever heard. We're going to go knock on his door. He's going to tell us it's locked.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
He just puts a chair underneath the door handle. It's not even like proper locked.
No. He says, sorry, not until Pennsylvania's decided. Jared, final words?
Swing for the fences.
I
Big
like
fantasy
that.
trade
That's a
this
good
week.
one.
Make the moves.
Isaiah,
Stick around for Lobo Talk because I'll be right here.
it was nice to see you, though.
I like that.
Yeah, this was a cool thing for us.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I like that when you come into the commercial break, we just talk about our feelings.
Did I miss that hour? I wasn't here for that one.
It was,
Here's a
well,
little
I think
preview.
when you got here, it like disrupted the flow.
Gotcha. It ruined the flow of
Yeah.
everything.
Van, final words?
Kamala Harris, 270. Donald Trump, 268.
Ooh.
3 months of lawsuits.
The
Also, check out the opening drive tomorrow morning with Jeff and JJ.
Sports Animal Audible is swing. Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you tomorrow, Burke.